Bump, set, spike. It's that simple, right? Prepare to be proved wrong as the nets have been hung and tightened, the balls have been inflated, and the hard work and preparation for Caribou County's 2016 version of high school volleyball is finally here. For the Cardinals, Grizzlies, and Cowgirls, the season last year was disappointing, with no team able to achieve the goal of a run to the state championship. But this season, each team has grown and will be looking to make the extra climb to reach the top, and KBRV 800 The Bear is going to be there every step of the way. Local volleyball is being brought to you on The Bear by
Monsanto, Hunsaker Ford, Silver Star Communications, and by MyLocalRadio.com.
Now, buckle your seatbelts and prepare to join one of the fastest sports in Idaho at the high school level as Soda Springs, Grace, and North Gem take to the court under the watchful eye of your voice for Caribou County, Caleb Burgraff. It's time for volleyball on your home for all things Caribou County, KBRV 800 The Bear, and online with live video streaming at MyLocalRadio.com.
And welcome once again out to another edition of Cardinals Volleyball, as today we find ourselves in Marsh Valley at the home of the Eagles, where the Soda Springs Cardinals look to return to their winning ways after falling to the Malad Dragons 3-1 last night. They will look to try and continue their success against the Marsh Valley Eagles, who they defeated 3-1 last week on their own home court. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the rest of our post-game show pregame show, coming your way, as we'll sit down with our standout student, freshman Abigail Clegg, before talking with Coach Deanna Kettner of the Marsh Valley Eagles and Coach Shawnee Thompson of the Soda Springs Cardinals. All that and more coming up on your pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at MyLocalRadio.com.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Imagine a mining company that respects the quality of the environment and health of natural ecosystems. At Monsanto, we don't begin mining unless we can ensure every safeguard is in place to respect the environment. And if they're not, then we don't mine. Simple as that. That's why we take steps before, during, and after mining to reach our goal of leaving the land even better than we found it. Monsanto. Imagine.
It's time to take a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs for September 15th through the 21st. And we start off with boneless beef chuck or eye of round roasts at $2.99 a pound. Grab their $10 mix or match bags with options like cantaloupe, Bartlett pears, gala apples, oranges, pineapple, carrots, lettuce, cauliflower, or broccoli, and wrap it all up with a tasty treat from their bakery with a baker's dozen chocolate chip cookies. Buy one, get one free. That's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Welcome back out once again to Marsh Valley, McCammon, Idaho, the home of the Marsh Valley Eagles, as the Soda Springs Cardinals look to take on the Marsh Valley Eagles for the second straight time this year, as they beat the Eagles 3-1 on the Cardinals' home court earlier on last week. Tonight, they're going to be looking to try to get back to their winning ways. 6-2 on the season are the Cardinals after that win against the Eagles, but they did drop a match to the Malad Dragons after that. Before we get too far into our pregame show, we're going to sit down and talk with our standout student, freshman Abigail Clegg. Talked with us earlier this week about how her freshman year at Soda Springs High School has been going. We'll sit down with her right now on your home for Cardinal athletics and Cardinals sports in general.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with freshman Abigail Clegg from Soda Springs High School. And first of all, Abigail, what's it been like getting used to the high school environment?
It's taken some time, but I've gotten used to being able to walk down the halls and memorize my classes and the high school level of teachers and stuff and the homework.
Talking about getting used to the high school, classes are always the biggest piece. What are some of the classes that you're taking this year?
I'm taking biology, I'm in the advanced English, taking band and Algebra 1, Spanish.
You said that English is one of your favorite subjects, one of your better subjects, as well as band. We'll talk about band in a second, but English, it's one of those that's very free and open on what you can write about. Is that something that you enjoy about it?
Yeah, I like it because I can open up to my opinion and write what I feel is right or wrong and kind of give my opinion to the world and teacher.
If you had a favorite type of writing to do, whether it's poetry, short stories, novels, what would you like to get into the most?
I kind of just like opinionated papers, like maybe newspapers or something, giving my opinion about something.
Writing on actual stories. Is that something you think might be a career for you in the future as well?
Maybe.
Looking outside of that, you said band is also something you really enjoy. What instrument do you play in band?
I play the French horn. It's a hard, but it's a fun and a very calming instrument, I guess.
That's one you don't necessarily hear a lot of kids toss out. Is it kind of nice to be one of the instruments that doesn't really get a ton of kids into that section?
Yeah, it is. But I would like some competition to help make me better, but I do enjoy having a very unique instrument that sounds beautiful.
Let's talk about teachers a little bit too. Who are some of your favorite teachers here at the school?
I like my biology teacher, Mr. Jensen, and my math teacher, Mr. Yuskoski. He's a really good math teacher. He helps me understand the math that I need help with. And my English teacher, Mrs. Fetzer, she's really good with English and literature and explaining things of English.
Couple more quick questions for you, and that's when you walk into a classroom, especially as a freshman, what makes a good learning environment for you?
A positive learning environment. There's no negativity, and teachers are saying you can do it, don't give up, and that's what I think is a good learning environment.
We'll wrap it all up with this. You haven't been in the high school for very long, but what are some of the things you really enjoy about coming to this school with? What makes you proud to be a Cardinal?
The sports, and I think the academics, and the people here is a +1. I like some of the people here, and teachers are good, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, Abigail, I appreciate you coming in and talking with us. You're a standout student for this week, and good luck as you continue on through your high school career.
Thank you.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
In the aftermath of a disaster, victims want to get their lives back in order as soon as possible. But if your home has been damaged, the last thing you want is someone taking advantage of you. Contractors who show up right after a storm may be fraudsters, out to make a quick buck off of your insurance claim. They'll promise anything as long as they can get you to sign a contract and hand over a payment. Know who you're dealing with, and remember, if you didn't request it, reject it. To report fraud, call us at 1-800-TEL-NICB, a public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Check out my new time machine.
Does it work?
Hit the button.
Hey, it's Napoleon.
Oui. Check out the future.
Hey, you have a nice house. Why don't I?
You didn't save any money, buddy.
If only there was a way I could go back in time and fix that.
Yeah.
Save something for the future. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to Marsh Valley High School on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. A little bit more time added onto the clock, which gives us a little bit more time to talk with you about what this match is going to bring to the table. And we'll start off with the Marsh Valley Eagles, as Coach Deanna Kettner is going to be our next guest on the pregame show. And the Eagles are bringing back a fairly veteran team to this year's squad. They have some good talent, and it all starts with their big middle, Emma Sutton, who is going to be a big piece in what the Eagles try to do tonight. She is where their offense centers, and the main person they try to go through. Hope Dunn is going to be the assister player or the setter going to Emma Sutton throughout the night. And it's going to be curious to see how that teamwork goes between those two, because talking with Coach Kettner, and you'll hear about this in the interview, she says the hitters really have not had a lot of success in their last couple of matches, particularly with Emma Sutton. They've had to start setting the ball away from her a little bit more and not using her as the main player they go through. Also, you're going to be taking an eye out for what Taya Batts does. Riley Belknap, Kayla Jones will both be doing it, big parts in this offense as well. And if they can come out and hit strong in tonight's matches, then that will give them an extra opportunity to have a win in this match as well. But on the outside hitting positions, Coach Kettner also talked about in the beginning of the season the inconsistencies that those players have had. And that's come through in the errors to kills ratios for this team so far. When we watched them take down the North Gem Cowgirls earlier on this year, they had 16 kills, but they did have 12 errors, and 9 of those kills came from Emma Sutton. Later on in the year, when they took on the Soda Springs Cardinals, as that match took place before the West Jefferson tournament, they pushed it to 4 sets, but they had 26 kills and 24 errors in that match. And again, it was an error-laden stretch for Emma Sutton, as that was really when you started to see some of the problems coming along for Emma Sutton in those times. And it's going to be curious again to see what happens with that. One thing that has been impressive so far is Hope Dunn to this point in time on how the team has been doing. Her passing and assisting has been fantastic as they look to try and use her as their main setter and continue to push themselves forward in this match. We'll talk with Deanna Kettner now. We'll come back and talk more about the Cardinals after her interview and more about what these two teams are going to do against each other, as well as what the last matchup between these two squads held on your home for Cardinal Athletics, KBRV 800 The Bear, and online at mylocalradio.com.
Kayla Burgraff joined here with the head coach of the Marsh Valley Eagles, Deanna Kettner, kind enough to take some time to talk with us. And Coach, you guys had a game last night, and the season, I think, to this point in time was kind of indicative in that game last night. Ups and downs and really kind of potential that you could see, but never really come into fruition.
Yeah, we kind of struggled last night. We came out strong, and then they just started making errors, and we just didn't recover from it. And, you know, it's all that mental game, and we just got to be able to stay strong and through all sets that we play that night.
Do you like the fact that you get right back into it, though, after a match like that with a disappointing ending, and the girls don't have practices to think about it, instead just get right back into match play?
You know, I do, and I actually talked to the girls about that. You know, they can't sit there and waller, and, you know, if they made a mistake or how we did, we just got to get right back up and play like we know how we know how to.
There's also a little bit more at stake in this game as well. After you guys lost to Soda 4 sets at Soda Springs, there's a little bit of pride on the line here as well. Does it help when there's that extra little storyline in the background for the girls to think about?
You know, I think it is, because they know that they can beat them, and so they know that they can go out there and get it done, but that gives them that little boost of confidence that it's possible. They just got to go out there and do it.
One of your biggest pieces has been struggling lately. Emma Sutton, your big middle, has not been having the success that she had at the beginning of the season. What do you think she needs to do in order to get out of that slump?
She just needs to mentally be prepared to play, and if she makes a mistake, she has to just be able to shake it off and just come back and keep playing and not let it get to her.
One of the bright spots for your team, though, I think has been your setting game, and your passing game as well has been fairly good so far in this part of the season. Does that help as well when you know that the hits will start coming as a coach if they just keep on getting those good passes?
Yep, I tell that to the girls all the time. You know, if they can pass, our plays are just going to play out because, you know, if we have a good pass, the good set, and they have been doing a really good job. You know, Riley Belknap has been excellent in passing on serve, receive, and setting up our hits. We just got to be able to finish on that third kill.
One of the things that you and I were talking about the first match of the year before you guys played North Gem was the inconsistency of your outside hitters and how you're trying to work on them getting to be more consistent. Have you seen that improvement throughout the season?
I have seen improvement. They've improved a little bit each game. You know, Kayla is still coming back off of her knee injury from last year, and she's getting more confidence because she's getting those hits, and, you know, she knows she still has it. So she has been improving every game.
We'll wrap it up with this last question, Coach, and that's from Soda Springs. They're coming off of a little bit of a high from last night, beating Malad in a set, something that is difficult to do. What are you expecting from them, especially with the fact they also have confidence coming in from beating you guys in the last time you faced off?
You know, I think they're going to come in and play hard. They know that we can beat them. We know that we can beat them, but it's going to be a tough game tonight, and whoever comes out and just plays solid the whole game is going to pull out the winner tonight.
Coach, it should be fantastic. I'm looking forward to a great match from your girls and the Cardinals, and hopefully we'll be talking about a great match no matter what the result at the very end of this.
Thank you.
The last time these two teams matched against each other, it was a fantastic match, 25-21. Marsh Valley took the first set before Soda Springs swept the final three, 26-24, 20-25, and 25-16. The Cardinals were led in that match by Katie Sims and Haley Ledbetter, both with double-digit kills, 28 assists for Reagan Yamauchi in that match as well. The main hitters for the Cardinals played very well throughout that match. We'll have more coming up on our pregame show. We're about 12 and a half minutes from the national anthem and the opening serve between the Marsh Valley Eagles and the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals on your home for all things Cardinal athletics, KBRV 800 The Bear, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center, Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Welcome back out to Marsh Valley High School on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. The Soda Springs Cardinals on the far side of the court going through their warm-up routines with Coach Shawnee Thompson, as well as the other coaches for the Cardinals squad, as the Cardinals will be looking to try and rebound after a tough night last night against the Malad Dragons. They fell in 4 sets, but the fact is they fell in 4 sets. That's not something a lot of teams can say after they have taken on those same Malad Dragons. They lost the first set 25-9 before turning around, winning the second set 25-21. 25-16 was the final score of both the third and the fourth sets. And the Cardinals will be looking to try and turn things around from that experience in a lot of ways. And the first way is to try and cut down on some of the errors. They had 28 errors on the hitting game, 23 kills. They were led by Katie Sims in that category, who had one of her best nights of the season. 12 kills, but only 4 errors, which is a huge improvement from what she's been doing with some of her slower starts. And that was after a slow start where she only ended up with 2 errors in her first 5 attempts, and then 3 errors in her first 6 hitting attempts as well. Haley Ledbetter also had 6 kills. She had an off night with 5 errors, and errors were really spread throughout the team, but the biggest point where I'm wanting to see improvement from the Cardinals is in 2 spots. That is in their serves and also in their net violations. I had them for 5 net violations last night in the match against the Lady Dragons. Cedar Hopkins was a part of that with 3 net violations of her own. They also had one from Reagan Yamauchi, Katie Franson, and Lexi Patterson, all 3 of them. So actually 6 net violations. They did play well at the net with 7 blocks. Cedar Hopkins, with those 3 net violations, did have 3 blocks on her side as well. But the service game is where things have to improve. 11 service errors in 4 sets. There is no excuse for that. You don't want to be committing more than 1 or 2 service errors in a set. That is the goal, and the Cardinals fell short of that goal. They only had 5 aces as well, but the errors are more the thing that I am worried about when it comes to this team. We'll talk more about the Cardinals and these Eagles when we come back, but right now we're going to sit down with Coach Shawnee Thompson and talk about what the Cardinals need to do to return to a win tonight and what this match means to them.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with Coach Shawnee Thompson from the Soda Springs volleyball team. And Coach, last night, taking on the Malad Dragons, I think a lot of positive steps could be taken from that, confidence-wise for starters, from taking a set from a team that you really struggled against last year.
I think we did see some good positives come out of it. We could see the possibilities of what is capable, from both teams, from them and from us, and what can happen.
When you get your first district game and it's a measuring stick like that one against a team that's the defending state champions, what does that do for you as a coach? Do you like the fact that that's your first district test to show you where you're at?
At this point, for us this year, yes, that is exactly what we needed. We needed that to find out where we were.
Thinking about what the girls did well last night, I felt blocking at the net was fantastic. I felt you guys were getting hands on a lot of the balls that they were hitting hard. What does that do for the defense when you start getting girls up at the net in order to start getting some hands on some of those hard hit balls?
Our focus was to build around our blocking game. We've got to improve that, and we have to improve it even over last night. We've got to do a better job on covering our hitters for their blocks coming at us, and also getting a second touch on some of our blocks that we're setting up, and it's improving, and we just got to continue to build on that.
Another thing I saw from last night is you had a lot of legitimate hitting attempts in last night's game, which is something I don't think you had the last time you were able to take on Malad last year. What does that do as well? Maybe not necessarily taking advantage of those hitting attempts, but at least getting the attempts at the net as a team.
Those attempts come because of defense. And we are focusing for, saying defense first. You got to play defense in order to play the offense. So we've got to have those passes coming up from our defense. And they were able to dig those up this year. And those blockers helped on that too. Throw the hitters into a little bit of a tizzy there sometimes. And together, defense helps create the offense.
One other piece that I really saw last night that really needs to be worked on is the serving game, and I think that's something you and I have talked about a lot. How do you start adjusting those service errors? What are some things that you've been trying to talk to the girls about in order to get those eliminated?
Service errors right now are probably one of the biggest things that we should be able to fix instantly as we step onto the court. We practice them all throughout practices. You are always serving all the time. We just have got to put the ball into play. You have to give your team a chance. And if you have a service error, that's just saying, no chance for us that time. Hopefully the next time. Well, we can't keep giving the ball away. They're just giving points away, and that's too many, making too close of games. We've just got to fix that. That's got to change.
We'll wrap it up with this, Coach, tonight. Marsh Valley, a tough team. Is it good to have another tough test right after Malad? Another team that you'd have confidence against as well, though, with the win last time you played them?
For where we are in our season and what we need to see and what we need to look at, this is exactly who we need to be playing right now, is somebody to be challenged with, especially before going into more district games next week. We need to know where our strengths lie and what things we need to adjust before we go and see Westside and Bear Lake next week.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time. Good luck as you and the Lady Cardinals take on the Marsh Valley Eagles, and hopefully we have another win from the Lady Cardinals tonight.
Thanks, Caleb. Appreciate you.
That was Coach Shawnee Thompson here on the pregame show, as the Cardinals will be looking to try and repeat the feat they did last time they took on these Marsh Valley Lady Eagles when they came away with 3 of the 4 sets that they played against them. And again, the big things they're going to be looking for is for their leaders to really come up with some good hits at the net. Katie Sims went 14 kills. Haley Ledbetter 11 kills with only 3 errors. They only had 22 hitting errors as a team through all 4 of those sets, and they did have 18 service errors, which again will be a big point to focus on and watch in tonight's matchup as these two teams get out there onto the court, is can the Cardinals make sure all of their serves end up inside of those red lines out there on the court tonight against the Marsh Valley Eagles. Good crowd here tonight for the two teams. It's homecoming week for the Marsh Valley Eagles, and there are going to be plenty of students in the student section trying to pull this team forward to a victory as they look to split with the Cardinals, the same thing they did last year. The Cardinals look to sweep Marsh Valley on the season and get their 7th win of the year while they're at it. They come into this match up 6-2 on the season. Their only 2 losses, though, are to teams that both went to the state playoffs last year, Butte County and the Malad Dragons, who, of course, are the defending state champions. This Cardinals team has made a lot of progress on the year. They'll look to continue doing so with a senior-laden lineup. 5 seniors in the roster tonight for the Soda Springs Cardinals. 3 minutes until the opening serve. National anthem and starting lineups. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the national anthem coming up on KBRV 800 The Bear with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
When you're 15 and pregnant, all the stuff just goes through your mind. You're his mom. You're supposed to be the one taking care of him and raising him, but you can't do it without support. I wanted to give him a better life. When I found out I was pregnant, I don't know, just a light hit me in my heart, just saying adoption.
For more information, go to ichooseadoption.org.
I'm Miranda and I chose adoption.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Oh, hi. Right now, I'm getting a remarkably heartfelt bear hug from Smokey Bear. Thanks, big guy. Now, if you could let me down.
With the same starters that they've had throughout the year, there will be a couple of slight changes. They will be looking to Reagan Yamauchi as their main setter. It'll be Katie Sims, Haley Ledbetter, Lexi Patterson on the front row as their main hitters there, and Taylor Myers will be the main libero for the Soda Springs Cardinals tonight. Will not be the main libero, will be the libero for the Soda Springs Cardinals in tonight's matchup as she looks to try and continue her good play on the season that she has been able to do to this point in time on the year. So the Cardinals looking to try and keep their hot play going. And we apologize, we're having some technical difficulties on our video stream right now. Hopefully we will get those fixed in the next little bit as the national anthem coming your way. On the other side for the Marsh Valley Eagles, their starting lineup will look very similar to what it has been in the past as well. They are going to be trotting out Macy Redford as their libero. They will also be looking over to Paige Vorwaller as one of their outside hitters. Kayla Jones will join her there. Emma Sutton is the middle blocker. Taya Batts will be the other outside hitter and middle blocker in the lineup. Hope Dunn is the main setter, and Riley Belknap will line herself up as the main outside, or as the final left side hitter for the Lady Eagles of Marsh Valley. National anthem is getting set to be played here as those opening lineups brought to you by Mountain View Dental. At Mountain View Dental, they provide general and cosmetic dentistry for the whole family. And want to wish good luck to the Cardinals from Dr. Walker and his staff. Before we get to the national anthem, they're going to continue on with the starting lineups for these two teams, so we'll continue to put that on hold. Cardinals will be running out in their black uniform tops, white numbers, white and black collars with white lines down the side, and black spandex with black knee pads all along the baseline on the right side of the court. The libero in Taylor Myers wearing red uniform top with white numbers and white stripes down the sides, as well as a similar uniform. A mix of colors down below on the shoes as they are black, purple, gray, red, white, and a couple other minor colors mixed in as well. On the other side for the Marsh Valley Eagles, they switch over to their red uniform tops with blue crisscrossed striping down at the base of the uniform, blue collars with black spandex. The libero once again wearing the black uniform as well. Standing on the back side, and not a lot of players on that lineup for the Lady Eagles of Marsh Valley, as they only end up trotting out 9 players across their end of the court. Flag coming down, and we will pause for the national anthem here at Marsh Valley. So the Pledge of Allegiance instead of the national anthem here at Marsh Valley High School, as the Cardinals will look to try and take on the Eagles and come away with a victory here tonight. And the Soda Springs Cardinals will be serving, as I said, right to left on your video screen and radio dial. We'll look to see who they start off. Usually it ends up being Haley Ledbetter or Reagan Yamauchi, as they end up going on their side of the court. Cardinals will be interested to see how they use their bench. There's plenty of players called up onto the bench as well. And that's always going to be the curiosity. Plenty of JVers and C-teamers up to the varsity in this matchup. So with nothing to score, first set coming your way. The opening serve brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier, Idaho, the small town pharmacy that gives you world-class service. Call them today at 208-847-1421, and they will get you set up with any of your needs. Also, swing by their gift shop for the perfect surprise for that special someone. That's Bear Lake Drug, the small town pharmacy that gives you world-class services. Officials giving the rundown tonight. One of the officials, the up judge, the same up judge from last night's affair between the Marsh Valley Eagles. The other one is in her first year as an official on the downside of the judge. But I was talking to her. She did do lines for the Big Sky Conference last year. And it should be a good match officiated. Line judges in their positions as well. Left to right, it'll be the Eagles to open things up with Kayla Jones standing behind the line just to the right side of the painted basketball area from her point of view. Serving across the Cardinals, who put 4 into the back row. Myers tucked away in the far side corner, and it's Sims passing the ball to Yamauchi. She sets it near side. Patterson, who goes back line, tipped at the net, but down it goes. Reagan Yamauchi with an early assist. Lexi Patterson gets her opening kill, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Lady Cardinals to start things off on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Ledbetter to serve. She will open things up for the Card, sends one back low. It'll be Belknap getting it to Jones, and the free ball comes back across. Played into the middle. It'll be Yamauchi with a set to the near side. Sims comes up, tipped at the net, pumped up into the air by Jones. Dunn sets it middle, and Sutton tries to drop one down. Blocked at the net, though, by the Cardinals. To the near side. Sims again, blocked by the Eagles, punched at the net as Patterson gets a chance, and Cedar Hopkins misplays a set. I don't know what she was trying to do with that one. I think she got lost on whether or not she had an extra hit or not, and ends up letting it drop behind her. And it's 1-1 after a good scramble by the Cardinals. Goes for naught. It'll be back to Hope Dunn to serve. One step and lines one back row. Played by Yamauchi. It was going out of bounds. It'll be Myers to save it, and a free ball comes back across from Ledbetter in the back row. Hope Dunn with a chance to set. Goes far side. Borwaller tries the left side line. Goes line, and the point over to the Marsh Valley Eagles. Paige Borwaller with her first kill as Hope Dunn gets the assist, and the Cardinals trail by 1, 2-1 here at the home of the Eagles. Coach Thompson giving some advice to her blockers up at the front line as Cedar Hopkins was the attacked player for the Cardinals on that line. And it'll be Hope Dunn to serve again. Left to right, short serve, bumped up into the air by Sims. Ledbetter sets up Patterson. Back row attempt, popped up into the air by Belknap. Hope Dunn sets far side. Vorwaller tipped at the net, but down in front of Taylor Myers. Paige Vorwaller back-to-back kills for the Eagles. Hope Dunn with 2 assists, and it's 3-1. Marsh Valley out on top in set number 1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Good start for the Eagles, just what they were hoping for, as it'll be Hope Dunn once again to serve. Line drive serve, back row, played by Ledbetter from the right side. Cedar Hopkins sets up Sims, who hits one into the block of Taya Batts, but Sims was able to play it correctly, going at an angle to that block and dropping it onto the near side. That was something that I've been talking about with Coach Thompson, about asking her if that's something she's talking to the girls about, and she says it's been something they've been stressing all year long. As the serve comes over from Cedar Hopkins, Hope Dunn sets up to the far side where Batts tips one over the net just outside of the line, and Taya Batts can't find the line. And the Cardinals even things up, 3 points apiece on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And the freshman will go back to serve once again, but sends one into the net. And that's the first service error for either team, a point the Cardinals really will be looking to adjust and fix as the season moves on. That'll move Alexa Bartlome into the match. She takes a spot in the back corner. Myers on the left corner. 5 in the back row with Yamauchi up at the top. Ball served over, middle of the back row. Reagan at the net, bumps it back for Sims, who goes back row of the Eagles. Played to the left side, bumped into the air by Dunn. Vorwaller goes cross court just outside of the lines. I like the idea by Vorwaller, but she could not execute it. Very, very close to catching the line, though. Nobody was in that back corner for the Cardinals. Katie Franson will check into the match now for Soda Springs with the score tied 4-4. Taylor Myers with the serve, bumped up back row by Belknap. Jones to Dunn, who frees one across high in the air. Saved by Ledbetter in front of the 3-meter line. Set for Franson, who goes back line, but too far. And Katie Franson can't find the lines, and the score goes to 5-4. But again, very close, and I liked the idea Franson was going for. 5-4, a 1-point edge for the Eagles as Vorwaller will serve one back row, bumped up by Myers. Yamauchi sets up Ledbetter, middle of the court. Free to cross where Vorwaller bumps one into the air. Dunn tips one over the net, catches the net, and Franson bumps it into the air for Yamauchi. She sets up Ledbetter, free ball back row. Played into the middle. Dunn punches one over and across. Played to Yamauchi once again as she sets up Sims, who tips one into the middle of a campfire. And the Cardinals come out with another point on another Sims kill. That's her second. Reagan Yamauchi with her third assist. And we're all knotted up here, 5 apiece on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. 5 all as back to serve is Katie Sims. Line drive back row. Played up by Belknap, but it'll be done towards the net. Jones tries to go back line. Sims there, though, to play it forward to Yamauchi. Good pass near side as Ledbetter mistimes a run up and hits it with the tips of her fingers and can't come up with a point as it goes into the net softly and rolls along the ground. 6-5, Cardinals back down by 1. The two sides trading points in the early going of set number 1. And they'll continue to do so as Macy Redford comes up with the first service there of the Lady Eagles. The libero for the Eagles can't send that one over the net, and it's 6 all. Back to serve will be Reagan Yamauchi as Cedar Hopkins again checks into the front row for Alexa Bartlome. Yamauchi to serve. Sends one middle back row. Played by Belknap over to the far side. Dunn collides with Jones. The two of them miscommunicated on whose ball it was, and it goes outside of the lines to the left. And Hope Dunn picks up the error as Jones was set up to pass that one in, but Dunn just completely ran into her spot. Bumped up into the air now in another serve as the Cardinals have a 7-6 lead. Redford, back row attempt too far outside the left line from the Eagles' point of view. Redford picks up an error, and the Marsh Valley Eagles starting to watch the Cardinals pull away slightly. 8-6, 3 straight points for Soda Springs, and Yamauchi to serve for a third time. Reagan stands in the middle of the basketball lines. Played up into the air. Back row, nobody reacts. It goes as an ace. Emma Sutton did a clean pass into the air, but nobody reacted after her pass up, and Reagan Yamauchi gets the ace. It's 9-6. Another serve for Reagan. Line drive, clips the net, dug back towards the net, and down on the Eagles' side. Redford got it into the air. It was a scramble to even do anything with that, and back-to-back aces for Reagan Yamauchi. Guess she wasn't pleased with the quality of the first ace, so wanted to do a better one. Second serve over. It'll be popped up into the air. Dunn sets it near side, and Belknap drops one off with a block. Played by the Cardinals, and a free ball comes over from Yamauchi. Fantastic scramble as Dunn sets it middle. Belknap comes back row, dug back to the Eagles side, punched over to the Cardinals side. Cedar Hopkins sets it middle for Franson. She'll fling one back row. Sutton right there as Dunn sets up Belknap again. Tipped, diving try by Yamauchi, but it falls in front of her, and Riley Belknap gets her first kill. Fantastic play by both teams there as Hope Dunn gets her third assist, and the Eagles back within 3, 10-7, ending the Cardinals' run. Belknap steps up to serve, line drive back row. Ledbetter sets this one for Franson, comes up, tips one over. Played by Redford for the Eagles, set to the middle, and Sutton powers one off the net and down onto the Cardinals' side. Emma Sutton with her first attempt of the night comes up big with a hard kill, and the Cardinals lead trimmed to 2. It's 10-8. And Belknap once more to serve. Lines one back row. Yamauchi has one roll off of her arms. Played by Myers, and a free ball comes across from Ledbetter. Into the middle of the court. Dunn sets it far side. Taya Jones comes up. Can't drop one down, though, as Yamauchi gets a chance to pass it for Hopkins. Off-balance shot. Passed by Redford to Dunn. She sets it middle for Sutton. Tipped at the net. Good tip by the Cardinals. Franson bump sets this one middle of the back row for Sims, but she flies the back line. Right spot. Too strong. And the Cardinals see their lead trim back down to 1. Belknap once again to serve. Too strong off of the back line. And Belknap picks up her first error. And it's 11-9. Serving now Franson. Line drive serve down in front of the back row. A right to left serve cut the left line and fell outside of the lines. As Katie Franson gets her first ace. 3 aces for the Cardinals to 1 service error. Ball sent over again. Hope Dunn punches one through. Powered up into the air by Yamauchi on a save, but it's going to drop outside of the lines as Cedar Hopkins tried to save it back into play and could not quite keep it back to the net. And the Cardinals drop another point, 12-10. And back to serve Kayla Jones. Serves this one over. Dug out and misplayed by Lexi Patterson to the far side. Tough pass. Ledbetter could not get out of position into the far side lines, and it goes as an ace for Kayla Jones. First ace of the match now for the Marsh Valley Eagles, and they're back within 1. 12-11. Jones to serve again. High serve back row. Ledbetter clean pass up ahead. Yamauchi sets it near side for Patterson, and she misses it with the tips of her fingers, and that's an error for Lexi Patterson, her first to go with her single kill. 12 all now. Eagles coming back to tie this match again. It'll be Jones to serve. High serve, short serve, dug out and passed forward to Yamauchi. She sets it right side. Ledbetter gets on top of that one, but a net violation is going to be called on the Eagles. Paige Vorwaller went into it. They save the Cardinals and get them a point that I don't necessarily think they would have gotten, as Ledbetter's hit goes way long off of the back row. Still, it's 13-12, and Haley Ledbetter moves to the back row to serve for the Lady Cards. From the left side, from her point of view, Curly cues her way up and runs one, lips off the net, bump back to the Cardinal side. Yamauchi to Hopkins. She sets it back row, and it's Patterson to fly one to the back line of the Eagles. Set by Dunn to the middle. Sutton goes back row again, picks on Ledbetter, who dropped to her knees, couldn't find her way in front of it, and Emma Sutton gets her second kill. 5 assists now for Hope Dunn as the match goes to 13 all in set number 1. Hope Dunn back to serve once again. Steps into it and lines one back row. Ledbetter passes one towards the net. Can't get it high enough into the air, though. A diving Cedar Hopkins can't get in front of it, and Hope Dunn comes up with an ace. 2 aces now for the Lady Eagles, and they lead by 1. Dunn once more to serve. Left to right back line. Just a smidge long off the back line. A hard serve. Goes past the lines, and the Cardinals will see Dunn go ace, then an error, and get back even. 14 all. Cedar Hopkins will check out as Alexa Bartolome will check into the match to serve from the back row. Alexa stands on the left block of the basketball court. From her point of view, serves one over. Short serve dug up by Jones. Dunn sets this one near side for Emma Sutton. Goes cross court, bumped up into the air. The Cardinals, though, can't find anyone to get it to after 2 hits, as it was a tough hit coming down short into the middle of the court. Emma Sutton will get the kill on that one for her third. We talked about her being in a slump, and in the pregame show, Deanna Kettner was telling me, that's something she'll come out of as long as everything else is played correctly, and she'll continue to climb out of this slump as this serve goes back line and is misplayed by the Cardinals and Katie Sims. Emma Sutton gets her first ace. 3 aces now for the Eagles, and it's a 2-point edge for Marsh Valley on their home court in set number 1, being brought to you by Sanders Furniture. Sutton to serve again. Short serve bumped up by Patterson towards the net. Played into the net by Yamauchi. A tough play after the pass by Patterson, but unfortunately Reagan Yamauchi has to be called on the error there with the play at the net. That was set up, though, by the tough pass coming from Patterson. 17-14. It's a 3-point edge for the Lady Cardinals on the Lady Eagles on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. First set being brought to you by Sanders Furniture. Be sure to come to Sanders Furniture and Appliance where they are continuing their Labor Day sale. They're offering rebates galore on Lazy Boy recliners all this month. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance, making your house a home. Cardinals will be looking to try and make this house a little bit more homely. They started out well. They were actually able to build up to a 4-point edge at 10-6. But they've watched the Eagles since then go on an 11-4 run and really take control of this match. A good timeout called by Coach Thompson, and the errors are starting to creep back into the Cardinals game. 6 hitting errors already in this match after what was a hot start. And the Eagles on their side of the court have cleaned up a lot of their mistakes, as Emma Sutton has 3 kills on her side of the court as well. 17-14 the score sits as the Cardinals get set to break the huddle. Brought to you on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, where Caribou Memorial Hospital wants to tell you their friendly, qualified staff truly care about your patients and the community. You can rest at ease knowing you will be receiving the best care possible close to home. It'll be Emma Sutton to serve. Line drive serve, back row, played up by Sims. It'll be Yamauchi tipping one over, finds some open space. The Eagles, though, play it well, and Dunn frees one back across. Ledbetter gets it to Yamauchi. So does Sims, comes up and punches one through to the middle of the court in front of Emma Sutton. Katie Sims with her 3rd kill, and Reagan Yamauchi gets her 4th assist. Great play by the Cardinals on both of those attempts at kills. Sims able to get hers to drop through, though. 17-15, and Taylor Myers will again serve. Line drive serve high on the back line. Somehow that one died. I thought that was going to fly long, and somehow it knuckled down and dropped on the maroon lines here at the home of the Eagles, and it's 17-16, a 1-point edge for the Eagles after back-to-back points by the Cardinals. Sends Taylor Myers back to serve again, skips forward, lines one over to the right side. Belknap to Dunn. She passes one forward to the net, tipped at the net by Yamauchi, bumped up into the air by Belknap, but it's a double hit, and Riley Belknap picks up her error that will give the Eagles lead back away as we're all knotted up at 17 apiece on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Myers once again to serve, skips up, lines one back row, played off of the arms of Sutton, off of the basketball hoops, and freed back across. Little bit of a lucky bounce on the home court for the Eagles. Sims, though, tries to end that nonsense as Kayla Jones digs her out. Paige Vorwaller to the backside, hits it outside the lines on the near side, and the error will finish off a point that the Eagles really got lucky on that play to even have more chances, as it was played into the crowd on the near side if it weren't for the basketball court. Another serve over from Myers with the Cardinals up by 1. Dunn sets this one over to Belknap, spins one back row, but Bart LeMay is right there. Yamauchi near side goes Sims, back row, but too strong, just a foot off of the back line. Hard hit, but sometimes speed isn't necessarily a good thing, and I think that qualifies as one of those points. 18-18 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Ball served over, back row, and Ledbetter miscommunicates with Bart LeMay on the back line as she sticks her arms out. Alexa was going to be in line for it, but it goes off of Ledbetter and out of bounds, as that's an ace to the Eagles, and Vorwaller gets another chance to serve as the Eagles lead by 1. Pass up to Yamauchi, tipped over the net, bumped up by Vorwaller. Dunn sends one across herself. Bart LeMay gets it to Yamauchi, sets one up for Ledbetter from the back row, tips one over, but Vorwaller once again there as Dunn sets this one up for Belknap. Good dig by Taylor Myers, set up for Sims. She tips one over. Diving save by Emma Sutton from the back row. Belknap comes up and tips one into the Cardinals' front line, throws off the block. Fantastic play coming from Riley Belknap to get her 2nd kill. Another assist goes to Hope Dunn. It's 20-18. Cardinals down by 2 late in set number 1. Vorwaller to serve. Line drive back row, dug to the Eagles' side, bumped up by Belknap before sending it to Taya Batts, who sends it into the net for her 2nd error, and the Cardinals back within 1, 20-19. 1-point edge as Katie Sims will go back to serve, trailing by 1 to the Eagles. Skips up, fires one over. Back row played by Belknap to the near side. Batts has to scramble to get to it, and a free ball comes across the net coming from Vorwaller. Yamauchi sets it near side. Ledbetter tips one across the net. Right there is Jones. Set by Dunn into the middle. Belknap powers one into the net, but it can't find its way to the Cardinals' side. And Belknap picks up her 2nd hitting error as the Cardinals even it back up 20 apiece. Tight match here. Neither team's been able to get more than 4 points ahead of the other. Pointless lead is 4 for the Cardinals, 3 for the Eagles. The Eagles get a 1-point edge again as Katie Sims serves this one into the net for her first service error. Only the 2nd service error of the match so far for the Cardinals, so a good number to see there as Redford steps in for the Eagles to serve it over. Clips the cords, dug back to the net, played off the net by Yamauchi and bumped across by Franson. Good play there to keep it alive as Dunn sets up Belknap. Back row to Sims. Pops it high into the air. Back row kill attempt for Myers, who hits it into the net on a soft hit. She mishits that one as she missed time to run. And Taylor Myers gets her first error of the match. It's 22-20. Eagles back up by a deuce. Over to the ball it goes, and long serve by Redford as Myers just sat there, feet planted, and watched it sail past her. Good eyes by the Cardinals libero to see where that was going. Redford gets her second service error of this match, 4 on the Eagles, and the Cardinals back within 1 as Yamauchi serves one over. Clean serve. Sutton gets it up to Dunn. She'll tip this one over. Played by Hopkins to Yamauchi, tipped by Franson at the net. Dunn tips one back across. Yamauchi there, gets it to Cedar Hopkins. Back row attempt for Sims this time. She flies one back to Vorwaller. Eagles keep it alive. Jones a chance. She goes long off of the back line. Kayla Jones gets an error. That's her first, and the Eagles see their lead go back even, 22-all on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard in set number 1. Reagan Yamauchi once again to serve, stands back line before flying one back row. Bumped up by Redford. Dunn sets this one at the net. Too far to the Cardinals side, and Ledbetter, knowing it as soon as she went up, can't time her jump right. Tips it into the net instead of over the net. It was going to be a tough joust anyways, and the error on Ledbetter will give a point back to the Eagles, who lead by 1, 23-22. Ledbetter clean pass, gets it to Franson. Bump set for Ledbetter, who goes back corner, too strong, and it's set point now for the Eagles. Haley Ledbetter having a rough first set, 3 errors for the Cardinals junior outside, and it's a 24-22 lead for the Eagles in set number 1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. This first set being brought to you by Sanders Furniture and Appliance, where they are continuing their Labor Day sale and offering rebates galore on our Lazy Boy recliners all this month. Sanders Furniture and Appliance is making your house a home. Keep an eye out as well. We haven't had any blocks yet, but our block of the games are brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. They have all of your prescription needs, and while you're there, visit their gift shop for the perfect surprise for that special someone. Bear Lake Drug, the small-town pharmacy that gives you world-class service. Cardinals looking for some service here as they need to get the ball back from a serve, as the Eagles will be looking to try and kill out this first set. Up by 2, 24-22 late in the set. The Cardinals will be hoping to try and get a little bit of offense of their own. The errors really just stacking up late in this set. They have made 10 mistakes in their hitting game in this first set. 2 service errors as well. So 12 total errors by the Cardinals have given the Eagles points that the Cardinals feel like they should not have given. As Belknap will serve this one back row, played by Yamauchi. Ledbetter sets it up for Franson, who frees the ball across. Belknap again gets it to Dunn. She sets it for Sutton into the net, popped up into the air, off of the speakers. That's a point to the Cardinals as it goes off of the rafters, and Soda Springs will get themselves back into this match, 24-23, and Franson to serve. Katie's got an ace in this match already as she will send one up over the net. Dug to the near side, played into the court by Jones and freed across by Redford. Franson to Yamauchi, sets it up middle. Patterson comes up, tips one over the block, but Jones right there. It's done, setting Jones back up. She tips one over. Ledbetter keeps it alive. Clean pass to Yamauchi, set up for Ledbetter. She two-hand frees one back row. Vorwaller might have gotten away with a lift. Instead, it's going to be a long hit coming from Jones on the far side. Karma comes back in the Cardinals' favor, and that's 2 errors on Kayla Jones to tie this one up at 24 all in set number 1. Going to extra points as Franson sends it over. Dug up towards the net. Dunn frees one across. Katie Franson gets it to the middle. It'll be Yamauchi setting up Ledbetter, who goes long off of the back line. Haley Ledbetter cannot find a rhythm in the front row right now. 4 errors. And the Eagles on set point have it 25-24. Jones again to serve. Kicks one into the net and can't keep it going. Kayla Jones with her first service error, the fifth of this set by the Eagles, and it's all knotted up at 25 apiece. Goes back now to Haley Ledbetter to serve. Looks it over, runs up and sends one high in back row. Played up by Belknap. Jones will bump one forward from the back line before Dunn frees one across. Myers gets it to Yamauchi. She sets it near side for Sims. Powers one back line on the line. Katie Sims gets to the front row and immediately makes an impact. Her 4th kill, and it's 26-25. Soda Springs up by 1, and a timeout taken by the Lady Eagles of Marsh Valley as now Deanna Kettner wants to talk things over. She watched her team give up a big lead last night as well as South Fremont was here. They had a 24-20 lead in the first set of that match, and then watched as South Fremont was able to pull themselves ahead and ended up winning that set by a score of 28-26. Here the Cardinals trying to do a similar feat. They were down 24-22, tied it up. We now sit at 26-25. The Cardinals up by 1 and trying to close it up with Ledbetter back to serve. Cardinals, you talk to Coach Thompson, she'll tell you they practice for this situation and practice all the time as they have a drill called 22 up, and it's just basically trying to close out a match when you have 22 points. 26-25, this set as close as you can get. Neither team's led by more than 4. Ledbetter will run herself up and sends one back row. Bumped up by Belknap. It'll be done at the net. Sets this one up for Vorwaller. Too far on the set, though, and Vorwaller can't get it over the net. The Cardinals take the first set of match number 2 against the Eagles, 27-25 on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back with set number 2.
It's time to take a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs for September 15th through the 21st. And we start off with boneless beef chuck or eye of round roasts at $2.99 a pound. Grab their $10 mix or match bags with options like cantaloupe, Bartlett pears, Gala apples, oranges, pineapple, carrots, lettuce, cauliflower, or broccoli, and wrap it all up with a tasty treat from their bakery with a baker's dozen chocolate chip cookies. Buy one, get one free. That's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Imagine a mining company who nurtures butterflies. At Monsanto, we plant wildflower seeds on recently mined land. The flowers support a thriving butterfly population, which then feeds small birds, who are in turn hunted by eagles and hawks. By paying attention to nature's detail, Monsanto sustains a broader ecosystem. That's one reason why 6 federal and state agencies have honored us with their highest award for excellence in annual operations. Monsanto. Imagine.
Welcome back out once again to the home of the Marsh Valley Eagles on KBRV 800 The Bear. The Soda Springs Cardinals survive a extremely close match against the Lady Eagles, but take away a 27-25 first set victory as they will look to try and continue the success into set number 2. The opening serve of this set will be brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier, Idaho. That's the small town pharmacy that gives you world-class service. Call us at 208-847-1421, preferably during business hours, as I'm sure if you called right now, probably would just get a dial tone or just the phone ringing to an answering machine. It's a little bit late, but tomorrow, if you have anything that you need, again, be sure to call Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier for all your medical needs. They also have their gift shop as well for the perfect surprise for that special someone. We also want to keep in mind that the Stoddard Farms in Grace wants to remind you that September means potato time. If you're not sure if you need russets, reds, or Yukons, be sure to visit our website at stoddardfarms.com and follow the link to learn which variety is best for your needs. Right now, our setter of the game, it's very close in that match as Hope Dunn for the Marsh Valley Eagles has 7 assists. Reiken Yamauchi has 5 assists, so the setter of the game has definitely been up in the air to this point in time. Not sure who is going to get the setter of the game to this point. Cardinals will come out. Starting lineup looks like this. Reiken Yamauchi, Taylor Myers, Katie Franson. On the bench is Taylor Myers out there for her as the libero. Ledbetter in the back row will start with the serve. Sims, Patterson, and Cedar Hopkins on the front row. Ball served up and over, bumped up by Redford. Dunn sets it near side for Sutton, who hits one into the net. And an error will start things out for the Eagles. First hitting error by Emma Sutton. And it gives the Eagles a 1-0 lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Haley Ledbetter will go back to serve. Eagles down by 1, and the Cardinals send it across. Redford under the air. Misplayed by the Eagles, though, as Redford's pass was a little bit low. Emma Sutton could not do anything with it, and Haley Ledbetter comes away with the ace. That is her first ace of the match. 2-0 now. The Cardinals up by a deuce. It'll be Ledbetter to serve. Long serve, back row, and again, Redford struggles with it. It'll be free to cross by Dunn. Ledbetter with another pass. Yamauchi's going to set this for Sims on the far side. Katie tipped at the net. Kept alive, though, by a diving Belknap, and Dunn can free it across. Yamauchi to Myers. Bump sets for Hopkins, who frees one across. Redford gets it to Dunn on the right side. Emma Sutton goes down, but Myers right there to save it from her knees. Sims a chance to free one across. Played to Redford. Dunn will again set this near side for Jones, who tips one over. Yamauchi dives to save it. Set for Patterson, who sends one into the net down onto the Cardinal side. Lexi Patterson struggling a little bit here in the early going. No blocks for her yet from the front line. 2 errors and 1 kill. It'll be a chance for Jones. She sends one into the net, though, and that ends the run quickly for the Eagles, as they have already made 6 service errors on the match. 3-1. And into the game will go Kaylin Lewis. And then the Cardinals and Eagles mixed up. And Lewis will run things up, sends one just over the cords. Kept alive by Belknap. Dunn sets Belknap up for a back row attempt, and she softly hits one into the net. And the Eagles starting to see the errors pile up in set number 2. 4-1, the Cardinals lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Lewis to serve again. High serve, back row, long off of the back line. Not tipped by Jones. Wasn't sure if she ended up catching that or not, as Lewis picks up the service error. Only the 3rd service error by the Cardinals so far tonight. 4-2, they still lead by a pair. Served over, played by Patterson. Up to the net, Yamauchi's going to set up Sims, blocked at the net. Ledbetter passes one towards the net, and Patterson mistimes her jump. I think she thought it was going to go farther over. Either way, it's going to be Ledbetter picking up another error. A very off night for Haley. 5 errors with no kills. 4-3, the Cardinals up by 1 still, as Ledbetter passes this one up to Yamauchi. Good dig, as it's going to be passed over by Sims and punched to the back row. Belknap gets it to Jones. Free ball to the near side. Lewis, clean pass up to the Yamauchi. She sets it up into the middle. Patterson blocked at the net. Yamauchi sets it over to the far side. Sims frees one back line, but too far outside to the left. Katie Sims gets her 3rd hitting error of the night, and the Eagles tie things back up at 4 apiece, ending the run by the Cardinals. A pair of blocks in the last 2 points by Emma Sutton have helped them along. All served over. Patterson, clean pass up to Reagan. She sets it to Ledbetter. Back row attempt too strong once again. And now the Cardinals starting to see problems arise, as they've given up 3 straight points to the Eagles. It's 5-4. Marsh Valley on top on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Dunn steps into a serve. Line drive back row. Patterson gets it caught too close up to her chest, and it flies to the back wall. And an ace will be given to Hope Dunn. That's her 2nd ace, and the Cardinals now give up 4 straight points. And Hope Dunn will continue this service run. Right to left, she serves it on your courts in front of us on Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. It sits 6-4. Yamauchi sets up Patterson. Good fake by the Cardinals. A diving save, and Sutton frees one across. Sims to Yamauchi. Back to Sims. Far side tipped at the net. Dunn flings one back into the court, and Jones will fly one across over the block of Patterson in front of Myers, and down it goes. Jones from the back row ends up getting her 1st kill of the match. Another assist for Hope Dunn. And the Eagles continue the run. It's 7-4 now. They lead by 3. Ledbetter gets this to Yamauchi in the back row. Set to Ledbetter again, who the struggles just continue. She mishits that ball into the top of the net, and the Cardinals will sub out Haley Ledbetter, who has 7 errors tonight in her hitting game. 8-4, the Eagles lead by 4 after a 6-point run. Dunn keeping things going, serves one across, up to the net. Yamauchi tips one across, played up by Vorwaller after tipping it. Sutton hits one into the net, though. Emma Sutton got a little bit greedy, and instead of letting the setter pop one into the air, she ends up trying to hit it herself, and it goes into the net as the Eagles' run comes to an end. The Cardinals still within 3 at 8-5. Sends Taylor Myers back to serve. Left to right, skips forward, and lines one across. Bumped up by Jones to the near side. Dunn can't get one inside the antenna, and the point goes over to the Cardinals on the error by Hope Dunn. A long scramble, as it was a poor pass into the air from Jones in the back row. 8-6 now, the Cardinals with a 2-point edge to try and overcome as the Eagles lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And another pass across from Myers. Played up to Dunn. She'll back set this one. Vorwaller, no, that's Sutton coming up, powering one down at Bartlemay, and Emma Sutton gets herself a kill back onto the board. She's got 4 kills with 9 assists, and it's a 9-6 lead now for the Eagles of Marsh Valley. Set number 2, Cardinals up 1-0 over the ladies in red and blue, who serve right to left with Sutton running and jumping one into the net. And Emma Sutton gets her first service error of the match. That's been a problem for the Eagles, and I think that's a welcome change for the Cardinals right now, as they're used to being the team that struggles with the service errors this season. Bart LeMay will check out. Haley Ledbetter back in on the front row. Sims runs up. She'll serve one up and over. Bumped up by Sutton. Played by Dunn to the near side. Belknap tries to drop one down. Goes off Myers, but Sims able to track it down. And a long ball hit back over to the Eagles' side by Ledbetter. Dunn sets it again. Vorwaller near side finds the line and drops one down it. Goes left side. A tough hit for any hitter. And Paige Vorwaller gets her 3rd kill. 10 assists now for Hope Dunn, who starts to pull away in our setter of the game competition. 10-7, and it goes back to Vorwaller to serve. Right to left with the Eagles up by 3. Page takes 2 steps, lines one over back row. Bumped up by Sims. Yamauchi runs over towards the Cardinals bench, and Franson will free to cross after a clean pass into the court. Hope Dunn sets it up middle. Belknap, long run up, but a diving save by Ledbetter almost punches it up. Belknap, though, when you give her a runway like that, is not going to be denied. Powerful shot, and she tries to go cross court to the back line. Bumped forward once again by the Eagles and free to cross by Belknap. Into the middle. Sims gets this one to Yamauchi, who sets up Franson. She's tipped at the net, down in front of a diving Hope Dunn in the middle of the court. Katie Franson gets her first kill. Another assist goes to Reagan Yamauchi, who's got 6, and it's 11-8 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Lewis will check out. Into the front line comes Cedar Hopkins for the Soda Springs Cardinals, as they'll get set to serve with Reagan Yamauchi going left to right. Ball served up. Back row, sliding, saved by Emma Sutton, but nobody to catch the pass afterwards. It lands in the middle of a square of 4 Eagles, and Reagan Yamauchi again gets an ace after a miscommunication on the Eagles' side. 11-9, and Reagan to serve again. Ball over, bumped up into the air by Vorwaller. Set towards the net. Jones comes up, tipped at the net, and popped up by Franson. Clean play as Yamauchi sets it up for Hopkins. She pops one in front of a diving Jones, and done. And the ball drops through, rolls all the way to the back line. And another clean play for the Cardinals. Franson gets herself another kill. That's 2 for her, and another assist to Reagan Yamauchi. 11-10 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And that kill goes to Cedar Hopkins. Ball served over again. Dunn sets this one for Belknap. Tipped at the net, kept alive by Sims. Yamauchi sets this one up for Hopkins, who frees one across with some topspin as Dunn sets it near side for Jones. Blocked at the net again, and Jones will punch one over. I think a little bit aggressive by Jones on that one. Instead of trying to just pop it up into the air again, ends up trying to hit it, and it comes around the pole and down the lines. 12-10, though, the Cardinals back within 2. Back to serve is Redford. Sends one across. Sees Franson, who sets up Hopkins, who fires one into the net early on the jump and hits one over the top of the ball and into the middle of the net for her 3rd error. Moves back to Redford once again. 13-10, Eagles lead as the serve comes up. Ledbetter gets it to Franson. She sets it far side. Sims comes up, goes cross court. Right there, Sutton to keep it up in the air. Dunn. Back row set for Redford. Back line played into the air by Sims. Yamauchi gets this one to Franson, who tips one across, but Dunn to free it into the air before a hit comes across from Vorwaller. Back to Yamauchi to the far side. Ledbetter blocked at the net, but off the block to the near side. Belknap couldn't keep it in front of her, and Haley Ledbetter ends her streak of 7 errors and gets herself onto the board with a kill. 8 assists now for Reagan Yamauchi, 13-11, back to a 2-point match as Franson serves it across. Dunn sets up Belknap over on the far side, soft hit cross court. Taken by Cedar Hopkins into the middle. It's going to be Patterson, who was indecisive as she wanted to go hard, and I think she thought soft was the better way to go in the middle and ends up hitting it into the middle of the net. It's 14-11. Belknap again to serve as she'll walk up, lines one back row. Sims can't play this one well, off of her hands, and Belknap gets herself an ace. Riley Belknap with her first ace. That's the 6th ace of the match now by the Marsh Valley Eagles, and it's 15-11, a 4-point edge for Marsh. Ball served over to the back row. Bumped up. Ledbetter has to scramble to get it, and Sims frees one over and across. Dug out by Redford. Hope Dunn sets it middle for Emma Sutton off the block. Dug out by Myers, though. It'll be set by Hopkins. Patterson stuffed at the net. Denied at the net by Emma Sutton, who gets her 3rd block. 16-11, and that starts from something I've been talking about with this Cardinals team, trying to hit it around the blocks instead of into the blocks, and that's exactly what Lexi Patterson did on that attempt. 16-11, a 5-point edge for the Eagles as the Cardinals take a timeout. Here in your second set, being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug. At Bear Lake Drug, they have everything you need to get better quick, and they carry durable medical equipment for purchase or rent. That's Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. Call them at 208-847-1421. 5-point edge for the Eagles, something that they have worked hard to get to, and a lot of it's come from just cleaning up their game, and also it's come from taking advantage of mistakes that the Cardinals have made, as right now their hitting errors have definitely stacked up, as they have already committed 19 hitting errors here in the middle of the second set. If they can clean up the match, that's definitely something they can improve on, but the errors, it hurt them against Malad, and it's hurting them in this match right now as they trail by 5 in set number 2. But the beauty of volleyball, always time to turn things around. Back to Riley Belknap to serve. She's got a 3-point service run right now, and we'll see if she can keep that going as she moves to the back line, stands in the middle of the paint of the basketball court. Gets the ball from the line judge, spins it, before tossing it up with the left hand and lining one off the net and outside the lines on the near side. The timeout helps. That sometimes can set off the rhythm of a server, and it may have done just that as the Cardinals get the ball back, down by 4, and Haley Ledbetter will go back to serve. Stands back by the baseline of the basketball court, skips up on a running jump serve, and popped up by Sutton. It'll be done. Back to Emma Sutton. She hits one back row. Ledbetter digs it towards the net, but too far out of everyone's reach. Patterson was doing her job going back to the line. That left a hole that nobody could fill, and it's a kill for Emma Sutton as she gets her 5th kill and another assist for Hope Dunn. Nothing wrong on that Cardinal side, just the pass went to a tough spot. As Kimmy McNabb will now check in for the Eagles into the back line and gets set to serve this one. Steps forward and sends one back row. Played up by Sims. Hopkins gets there to set this one up on the far side for Sims, who draws a cross-court drop but can't get it to fall down. Free ball comes across. Yamauchi to Hopkins. Sets up Patterson, who spins one back row herself. Played into the air by McNabb. Hope Dunn sets up Emma Sutton, who's blocked at the net but onto the Cardinals side as Patterson and Hopkins were there. But Emma Sutton got the ball across before they could close it up and get close to the net. It's 18-12 now, and the Cardinals down by 6. Biggest lead of the match for the Eagles. Serve across by McNabb. Played by Ledbetter. Hopkins gets it to Patterson. She drops one at Redford. She gives a clean pass to Dunn, though, and Vorwaller tries to pop one, and another ball drops down, tipped out of bounds by Hopkins. This time it's Vorwaller getting the kill. She's got 4, and Hope Dunn continues to rally her squad. 14 assists and a 7-point edge for the Eagles. Ball served up to the back row, too strong, and McNabb can't keep that one in the lines for her first service error of the match, and the Cardinals back within 6. Needing rallies now, that's what the Cardinals are hoping for. As into the match comes Kaylin Lewis. She checks into the back row. Second time to serve for her. She'll run up and line one back row. Bump towards the net. Too close to the net. Rolled along on a joust. Cardinals will keep it alive, and a free ball comes high in the air from Myers. Played towards the net again by the Eagles. Dunn sets up Sutton. Back row, and Ledbetter pokes an arm out. Ball might have been going out, but Ledbetter thought it was best to try and do something with it, and instead Emma Sutton gets another kill. She's got 7 on the night, and it's 20-13. Back to serve again, Dunn for the 3rd time. Played up towards the net. Yamauchi sets this one for Sims, who top spins one back row. Belknap to Dunn. She sets it middle as Sutton comes up, tipped at the net, and Lewis keeps it alive. Yamauchi sets it up for Patterson. She goes cross court to the left. Played over to Batts, who hits one outside of the lines, and Taya Batts, still without a kill, gets her 3rd error, and the Cardinals keep within 6 on the error by the Eagles outside. Goes back to Taylor Myers to serve. Again, needing some points on this run. Myers will send one to the back row. Played up into the air. Dunn back sets this one for Sutton, but they're going to call a lift, or a double hit, on Hope Dunn. That's her 3rd mistake she's made as the setter for this team, and the Cardinals get within 5. And Myers will once more serve. High serve, back row. Played forward. Hope Dunn, clean pass in the middle of the court, sets up Batts, who goes cross court right in between Myers and Ledbetter, and neither one of them can react quickly enough, and Taya Batts gets her 1st kill from a shot from the near side. 16 assists now for Hope Dunn as the Eagles up by 6 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. 21-15 late in set number 2. Yamauchi sets this far side. Franson tips one into the net. Katie gets her second error to go with her 2 kills. And the Cardinals watch as the Eagles build it back up to a 7-point edge. 22-15, and Sutton will once again prepare to serve. Runs up. Line drive back row. Ledbetter to Sims. Passes it far side as Franson will free one up into the air and across. Freed back to the Cardinal side as Ledbetter gets it to Yamauchi. Over to Sims on the backside, blocked at the net, and now Myers will pass it to Yamauchi, who frees one across, crawls the cords, but they're going to call a lift on Yamauchi on the pass over the net, and Reagan picks up her second error of that piece. It'll be Vorwaller who picks up the block on that play. The serve is going to be Sutton. She sends one that clips the net cords. Popped up by Ledbetter. Yamauchi sets it far side. Franson into the block and stuffed down. That time Taya bats over to clean the block up. And it's a 9-point edge for the Eagles. 24-15 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Moving back is Sutton once again. Ball up and over. Played to the net. It'll be Yamauchi setting things up for Sims. 2-hand tip to the back row. Sutton gets it to Dunn. Near side, Vorwaller goes back line again as Ledbetter bumps this one to Yamauchi. It'll be hit back row by Myers this time. Dug by Sutton, then tipped across by Dunn. Cardinals with another chance as Yamauchi now tips one across. Backside tip. Instead of going to her front like she normally does, Reagan went backside and was able to find a hole in the Eagles' defense. 24-16, the Cardinals down by 8 and needing a run to try and keep this match from going to a set apiece. Set point for the Eagles. Ball served over. Sutton gets it to Dunn. She'll back set this one to Vorwaller. Tipped at the net. Dumped to Myers as Myers gets it to Yamauchi, and a free ball sent back across by Ledbetter. Dunn. Clean pass to the near side. Vorwaller comes up again. Tipped at the net as Myers gets it to Yamauchi once more. Ledbetter. Back row try. Back row try. Gets the line. Ledbetter with her second straight kill without an error, a 9th assist for Reagan Yamauchi, and it's into a 7-point match, 24-17, and Emma Sutton trots back in before tossing the ball to the Cardinals side. Katie Sims will once more serve for Soda Springs. It's the ball a couple times in front of her, skips her way forward and lines one back row. Bumped up into the air by McNabb, played forward by Dunn, and near side Belknap spins one into the middle of a campfire of Cardinals. They were gathered around chatting things over and watched the ball drop between them. Riley Belknap closes it out with her fourth kill of the match. 17 assists now for Hope Dunn, and we're all knotted up at a set apiece. 25-7-25. The Cardinals won the first one. 25-17. The Cardinals drop set number 2. We'll take a break, come back after this with set number 3 on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Welcome back out to the home of the Marsh Valley Eagles. The Eagles coming back with a 25-17 set 2 victory over the Soda Springs Cardinals after the Cardinals took set number 1 27-25. Soda Springs will look to try and gain momentum back onto their side and hope not to drop this pivotal third set, as the third set always one that says a lot about how your team is going to do. This third set being brought to you as well by Bassett Building and Supply. At Bassett Building and Supply in Soda Springs, they provide a wide variety of building supplies, including lumber, paint, hardware, and much more. Call them today at 208-547-3804. Go get them, Lady Cardinals. For the Cardinals, clean up the errors. That's the biggest key to this match that I can tell you right now. That's been my key to their season to this point in time as well, as errors have killed them on the times that they have been out there onto the court, and it could be a long night if the Cardinals can't figure out a way to avoid those errors. And right now they're up to over 20 errors on the night already between serving and hitting on their match points. They'll come out onto the court with the lineup of Hopkins, Ledbetter, and Patterson on the front row, Franson, Yamauchi, and Sims on the back row, and Myers will get set to check in, I'm assuming, for Katie Franson, as it will be the Eagles to serve. Eagles come out in their red uniforms with Batts, Belknap, and Jones on the back row, Dunn, Sutton, and Vorwaller on the front row. They will have the serve going left to right. Batts checks out as Redford checks in, and for the Cardinals it is Franson who checks out as Myers checks in. Jones to serve, high serve, back row, bumped up by Sims, and set number 3 is underway. Yamauchi sets up Ledbetter, she'll tip one to the back row, but right there's Belknap. Dunn sets it up for Sutton, comes up, tipped at the net, but down it goes, and Emma Sutton starts off set number 3 like she wrapped up set number 2. That's her 8th kill, and it's an 18th assist now for Hope Dunn. 1-0 now, as Jones serves again. Ball served up and over. Sims towards the net, too far, but a wildly swinging Hope Dunn. Swings one and misses on everything except maybe the net, as Hope Dunn picks up her 4th error. She's laughing about it. Her teammates are giving her some grief about it, and it's a point to the Cardinals. 1-1. We're all knotted up as Ledbetter to serve. Ball up and into the net. Haley Ledbetter gets her first service error of the match. Only 4 service errors, and we talked about in the pregame show, that was one of the places to watch for the Cardinals. They have improved in that area. Hope Dunn to serve again. Yamauchi passes it up to Hopkins. Near side, Sims will try and fly one to the back row. Right there, though, is Belknap. Tipped across and into the middle of the Cardinals on the left side. Dropping one through on that play is Taya Batts, I believe, with the kill there. Batts gets her 2nd. Hope Dunn gets another assist, and it's 3-1 now. The Cardinals down by 2 to the Eagles, who are trying to continue their runs from the last set, and they'll keep it going here as Dunn moves to the back row, gets her 3rd ace as she drops one in front of Haley Ledbetter, and it's 4-1. Eagles have been rolling along in their last couple of points as Hope Dunn goes back to serve again. High serve into the net, though. High serve toss, I should say. The line drive serve gives the 2nd service error of this set, or match, I should say, for Hope Dunn. First service error of the set, and the Eagles pick up their 12th service error tonight. 4-2. Eagles up by 2 still on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard as Bartlome sends one across. Near side, Sutton tips one softly in front of a diving Bartlome, and Emma Sutton has found her groove on the court. She's got 9 kills now, 6 straight without an error. 5-2, the Eagles back up by 3, and Sutton gives herself the serve in the back line. Good news for the Cardinals as it does put Sutton away from the front line. We'll see if they can take advantage. She runs up, fires one just over the net, and she is in a groove no matter where she's at. She's got 2 aces to go with her 9 kills now, and it's 6-2, Eagles up by 4. Biggest lead of the set, and Sutton will run herself forward. Line drive off of the back line just by a smidge. Emma Sutton picks up her 2nd error now on the serve. Ace, then an error, and it's 6-3. Cardinals still being doubled up by the Eagles on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard in set number 3, being brought to you by Bassett Building and Supply. Ball served over. It'll be Myers to send it across. Sutton gets it to Dunn, and a free ball comes over from Belknap into the middle of the court. Yamauchi's going to set one up for a back row attempt by Ledbetter. Popped up by Sutton. Clean pass to Dunn. Over to the far side. Vorwaller blocked at the net, that time by Franson. A tip across the net comes down from Belknap, but it can't find the hardwood as the ball freed over by Ledbetter. To Dunn in the middle of the court. She sets it far side to Vorwaller. Back row kill. Vorwaller drops one onto the back line as the Eagles go back up by 4 again, 7-3. Good rally by both teams, but the Cardinals cannot quite finish it out on their own side, and it's 7-3. Cardinals down by 4 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard after 10 points. Vorwaller to serve. Green shoes stepping up to the red line. Serve one onto the net cords. Drops one down and rolls in front of the 5 Cardinals in the back row. And Paige Vorwaller gets her 2nd ace. She's the only Eagle so far with a serve that has not ended up with an ace yet. And Vorwaller will step up again. Ball served to the near side, and as I say that, she does pick up her 1st error of the match. Only 2 Eagles have not served so far. That's Taya Batts and Sienna Agard. 8-4. And Katie Sims will take over in the back line for the Cardinals as they continue to be doubled up in the early going by the Eagles. She'll run her way forward, lines one over. Bumped into the air too far to the Cardinals side. Ledbetter passes it to Yamauchi. Set up for Franson in the middle. Blocked at the net. Yamauchi keeps it alive, and Ledbetter frees one across. But they're going to call a double hit on Haley Ledbetter as her rough night looked like she had snapped out of it, but ends up picking up now her 8th error of the match. And the serve will be Redford as she sends one into the net. Another mistake for her on the serve. Macy Redford gets her 3rd service error. That's where the Eagles have struggled the most, but it hasn't cost them yet. 9-5 they lead in set number 3 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Yamauchi will move back to serve. Vorwaller takes a seat on the bench. Ball set up and over. Will be bumped up by Sutton. Vorwaller still in the match as this one sent to the near side and freed across by Belknap, but well outside the line near the Cardinals bench. And Belknap gets her 4th hitting error. And the Cardinals get back within 3, keeping within shouting distance. 9-6, hoping for a run at some point. It'll be Yamauchi to serve. The sophomore sends one across, dug towards the net. Hope Dunn flips one across. Yamauchi to Hopkins, who sets up Franson for a front row attempt. Dug up by Sutton. Dunn sets it into the middle for Belknap. She tips one into the block. Punched over by Franson and into the lines. Katie Franson with her 3rd kill on a reactionary punch and finds the far side, dropping right at the Eagles' wing on the far side of the court. It'll be Yamauchi to serve again. 9-7. Ball sent up and over. Bumped up by Belknap. Played into the middle and the near side, by Belknap. And she hits one off of Myers to the back row. Hope Dunn again finding the proper player. And Riley Belknap goes back to the middle from the right side and drops one through. 3-point edge now for the Eagles on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. They've been comfortably sitting in that spot all throughout this match. Back to Belknap to serve, steps forward, and lines one over. Yamauchi to Franson, set up and for a Ledbetter free ball, who gives it to Redford. Redford to Dunn, who sets up. Sutton pumped up at the net. The Cardinals get it back over. A joust one over by Sutton. Cardinals still keep it alive, and a tip comes over from Hopkins. Set up for Dunn. She tries to pop one down and does. As Paige Vorwaller gets the assist, Hope Dunn gets her 1st kill, swinging hard, clipping the net and dropping on the left side of the court. And the Cardinals go back down by 4. It's 11-7. Moves back to Belknap to serve. Left to right, she'll send it. High toss, back row attempt. Sims gets it to Franson. She bumps it into the middle of the back row where Ledbetter stuffed at the net. Hopkins gets it back over, and a free ball scramble to the Cardinals side as Hopkins bump sets it for Myers. Back row attempt, spun down, but saved by Belknap. Set to Dunn as Dunn gets it to Emma Sutton, who again drops it back row. 10 kills now for Emma Sutton as she hits double figures with only 2 errors, and it's 12-7. The Cardinals down by 5. Belknap steps forward and into one. Dug out towards the net too far. Sutton bashes one down again. They're going to say into the net went Katie Franson, so it will not be a kill for Emma Sutton. Instead, it's a net violation for Franson. Only the 1st net violation for the Cardinals. They have played much cleaner at the net so far tonight, but they still see themselves down by 6, 13-7, as Caitlin Lewis will check into the match for Haley Ledbetter into the back row. Back to serve, Riley Belknap steps forward and lines one back row. The Cardinals well off of the back line. She gets her 3rd service error of the match, and it's 13-8. Cardinals still within 5, looking for that offensive rhythm they had in the 1st set. They continued to put it forward there, but cannot retrieve it, as they'll be back to Katie Franson to serve. Line drive over. Played forward as Dunn sets his far side. Emma Sutton, soft hit, played well by Yamauchi to Hopkins. Back row attempt. Sims tipped at the net and down in front of a diving Belknap in the middle of the court. Katie Sims gets the ball back from a back row position and gets her 5th kill. Yamauchi gets herself, that was Hopkins who gets herself her 1st assist. And right away, Katie Franson serves one into the net for her 1st service error. It's 13-9 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. I think they got it wrong, though. I think it should be 14-8. It'll be back to Jones to serve. They have it 14-9. As Jones will send one up and short. Played up into the air. Patterson to Yamauchi. Back row attempt for Lewis, who sends one softly down in front of a diving Redford. Kaylin Lewis gets her first kill on her first attempt as Yamauchi gets her 10th assist. And the Cardinals remain within 4. It's 14-10 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard as Lewis earns the serve, runs up, lines one back row. Dug high into the air. Dunn sets it far side to Vorwaller, who hits one cross court, but right there is Myers. Played into the middle as Sims gets it to Lewis, who frees one across. Dug towards the net and tipped across the net by Dunn. Over to Yamauchi as the sophomore sets up. Patterson's blocked at the net, but outside of the lines. Lexi Patterson plays the block well for her second kill. Reagan Yamauchi another assist, and the Cardinals within 3. Back to Lewis to serve again. Lines one up and back row too strong. Kaylin Lewis picks up the service error. That's her second. And it's 15-11. The Cardinals did creep back into this match, though, down by 4 after trailing by as many as 6. It'll be Dunn to serve. Line drive. She returns the favor and sends one too long off the back line herself. 15-12. The Cardinals keep within 3 as Myers will give the ball off to Bart LeMay, who checks in for Cedar Hopkins. Alexa Bart LeMay into the back row, takes 2 steps and lines one back row herself. Bumped up by Vorwaller. Dunn sets it to the far side, and it's going to be a hit down, but played up by Bart LeMay. Near side, Yamauchi sets one up, and Sims hits one into the block. It crawls down the side of the net on the Eagles, though, and the Cardinals get themselves within 2. It's 15-13 on Sims' 6th kill of the match, and it'll be back to Bart LeMay to serve once again. Steps into it. High serve, back row. Misplayed by Batts at the front line. Don't think she was expecting it. And Bart LeMay gets herself an ace. The Cardinals' service game has been on point tonight. 15-14, and Alexa goes to the back row once again. Steps forward and sends one over to the back line. Played into the air. Belknap to Dunn. Back row attempt coming up as Jones has to free one across. Played towards the net as Myers passes it up ahead to Yamauchi. High into the air to Sims, who cross-courts one to Jones, and it ends up finding Jones in an awkward position, who can't play the ball well. Drops onto the Eagles' side, and Sims again comes up with another kill. Another assist for Reagan as well, all knotted up at 15 apiece here, and a ball punched up and over the net by Patterson. Self-defense as Bart LeMay's serve goes right at her. Another service error for the Cardinals will give the Eagles a lead, but it's a one-point match, 16-15. And back to serve is Emma Sutton. Runs herself forward and sends one across, and it's a tough spin on the serve that crosses up Katie Sims, and the ace goes to Emma Sutton for her 3rd. 17-15, Eagles back up by 2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. As Sutton lines one over, bumped by Patterson. She misplays it over to the far side. And the Eagles will go with back-to-back aces from Emma Sutton. A timeout taken by the Cardinals. They trail 18-15 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. The opening serve a long time ago in this set, but we do want to remind you that was brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier, Idaho, the small-town pharmacy that gives you world-class service. Call them at 208-847-1421. For the Cardinals, much better play in the last couple of minutes. Their service game has definitely improved. But unfortunately for them, the Eagles have been on a roll and have really cleaned up the errors that they were making. The biggest way the Cardinals have gotten points so far is on the service errors from the Eagles when they've made their mistakes. Again, the Cardinals have played much better, but you'd like to see a few more points coming from the Cardinals' offensive side, as right now Katie Sims really the only offensive weapon that's been effective with her 7 kills. The next leading killer is Katie Franson with 3. And this late into the 3rd set, you'd like to see somebody else with at least 5 kills and maybe 6 or 7. Right now, Patterson with 2, Ledbetter with 2, Hopkins with 1, Yamauchi and Lewis with 1 as well. It'll be back to the Eagles to serve as Emma Sutton off back-to-back aces will track herself back into the middle of the court and serve this one left to right in the red and black uniform. Tosses it high, sends one over on a high serve, played by Patterson. Pass from Yamauchi to the near side is going to be flipped down by Sims. Dumped across by Belknap, punched over the net by Patterson, but a lift is going to be called on Patterson. Out of reach from where she was trying to get to it at. Proper idea, but she mistimed her leap, and timing is so vital in this game of volleyball. Another serve coming up for Sutton. Line drive across, played by Sims to Yamauchi. Pass to the back row as Lewis goes back line of the Eagles. Up by Sutton. Dunn sets it up for Belknap. Long run up and tips it as Yamauchi saves it. Played by Lewis, and Sims goes back corner. Sutton high into the air. Gets it for Dunn, who tracks it down on the back line before Jones frees one across to the Cardinals' back row. Bartlome gets it to Yamauchi. Near side, Sims punches one off the antenna, though, and Katie Sims' fourth error will be another point to the Eagles, who lead by 5 on a 5-0 run. 4 straight serves for Emma Sutton. This match had been tied at 15-all. She has really been able to push things forward, though, and the senior leader for this Eagles team sends one across and short. Another ace. 3 of this 6-point run have come on aces from Emma Sutton, who gets her 5th ace of the match, and it's 21-15. Sutton once more to serve, skips forward and lines one across to the back row. Dug up by Sims. Yamauchi sets it near side as Sims hits it into the block and down. That's Belknap coming up with the block, and the Eagles on a 7-point run now, starting to really close out this set. Moves it back to Sutton to serve. High toss, line drive, back row, played by Sims. Yamauchi sets it for Sims, and this one into the block again, but outside of the lines, and it's a kill for Katie Sims. Another assist to Reagan Yamauchi is her 14th. Katie Sims gets her 8th kill, and the Cardinals get the serve back, but they need points in a hurry as Myers sends one across. Bump to Dunn, who sets one far side. Belknap tips it over. Right there's Bartlome, tipped across the net by Yamauchi. Bartlome gets herself an assist. Reagan Yamauchi gets her 2nd kill, and it's 22-17. The Eagles lead trim to 5, and Taylor Myers moves to the back row once again, trying to answer the 7-point run of the Eagles. This one tips over the net. Taya Batts not paying attention, sees it drop a foot behind her back, and Taylor Myers gets her 2nd ace. 22-18, and Myers will again look to serve. A little bit close on how close that came to climbing over the net. This time much higher over the net. Ball played to the near side. Vorwaller gets it to the middle, and Sutton will try and topspin one down. Played by Lewis. It'll be Yamauchi setting it near side and punched over the net by Sims. Played back into the middle of the court by Sutton as Dunn gets it far side, and Jones sends a high free ball up and across. Yamauchi another chance to set as Reagan sets it to Sims. She goes back corner and down. That tracks all the way into the girls' locker room. And the Cardinals get themselves back within 3 on another Katie Sims kill. That's her 9th on the 15th assist by Reagan Yamauchi. 22-19, and Myers looks to keep her run going. Skips forward, lines one up and over. Bumped up by Belknap. Dunn sets this one for Belknap. Misread her run, and Myers gets an easy pass. Yamauchi sets one up for Sims. She'll free one high to the back row. Sutton up ahead to Dunn once again as Hope sets up Paige Vorwaller, tipped at the net. Bartlome sets one up to Myers, who gets it over to Yamauchi and a free ball across, but not before a double hit on Taylor Myers. That's her 2nd error of the match. Not a bad night for the libero for the Cardinals, but that one could cost them this set. 23-19 as Vorwaller sends one into the net and returns the favor. A deep breath breathed by the Cardinals as they have more offensive opportunities. 23-20 on a gift from the Eagles. Back to Sims to serve. The sophomore runs up. Line drive serve back row. Played by Belknap. Into the middle of the court. Dunn sets this one for Belknap, who runs one up to the block and powers it through Franson and Lewis, as Riley Belknap, whenever she's gotten that long run up, really has not missed a hit yet. 24-20 set point for the Eagles. Redford to serve. High serve back row. Played by Lewis. Yamauchi sets it to the near side. Lewis comes up, tips one over, but right there is Sutton. Played by Dunn to the far side, tipped over and in front of everybody by Kayla Jones. Her 2nd kill closes it out, and the Eagles take set number 2, 20-25, as they are looking to try and close out the Cardinals and return the favor of what the Cardinals did on their own home court. 25-20, the set 3 final score, brought to you by Bassett Building and Supply in Soda Springs, where they provide a wide variety of building supplies, including lumber, paint, hardware, and much more. Call them today at 208-547-3804. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what mylocalradio.com has for you.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center, Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Welcome back out to Marsh Valley High School on KBRV 800. The Bear is half of the Marsh Valley team has suddenly disappeared into the back locker room as Paige Vorwaller makes a return appearance, and now so come the rest of the four Eagles who had gone thundering back to the locker room. Not sure what it was about. Giggles as they return, and they look to try and take set number 4 away from the Cardinals to close this out in 4 sets without sending it to a 5th after taking set number 3 25-20 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. They've been led along by the fantastic play of Hope Nunn. While she does have 4 errors so far, she does have 25 assists. She's got to be our player of the match to this point in time. She's got a kill as well, and she has done a good job of feeding all of her hitters, particularly Riley Belknap and Emma Sutton. Emma Sutton with 10 kills already, 6 kills for Riley Belknap. On the other side, for the Soda Springs Cardinals, Katie Sims has led the way with 9 kills. She does have 4 errors, but that is a minor amount for the amount of times that she has been set the ball. Haley Ledbetter has struggled tonight, only 2 kills. She also has 8 hitting errors tonight. A very, very awkward hitting performance for her so far on the evening. Katie Franson with 3 kills and 2 errors. Reagan Yamauchi with 2 kills and 2 errors. And Cedar Hopkins 1 kill and 3 errors. Cardinals will come out with Hopkins, Patterson, and Sims on the front row. Back row once again will be Yamauchi and Franson with Ledbetter serving as Franson will get set to check out, and into the match will check Myers. On the other side for the Eagles, again it will be Bats subbed out by Redford, as they will have Belknap and Vorwaller joining her on the back row. Emma Sutton, Kayla Jones, and Hope Dunn are the final 3 for the 6 for the Eagles. As the serve set to come your way, brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. Ledbetter sends one line drive across. Redford, the libero, passes one up ahead. It'll be Dunn setting up Sutton, popping one into the net. Emma Sutton picks up where she left off. 7 straight kills without an error, and actually make that 8 straight kills without an error. I was shortchanging her 1-0, and a serve comes across from Jones, and she sends it right into the net. 3 straight service errors for her without an ace. Back to Cedar Hopkins to serve as the freshman tosses the ball up and sends one back row. Redford backpedaling, pops one to Dunn, set to Belknap in the back row, and she lines one too strong off of the back line. Riley Belknap gets her 5th error of this match, and it's 2-1. The Cardinals up by a point. Ball served over again by Hopkins. Clean serve to the near side. It'll be up for Vorwaller. Blocked at the net, off the block and out to the left side, and Vorwaller gets herself another kill. That gives her 6 kills now in the match. Dunn with another assist. She's got 27 as Bartlemay will check in for the Cardinals. All knotted up at deuces on the scoreboard. Patterson to Yamauchi. Sets one far side for Ledbetter. Tipped at the net. Off of Jones and into the Marsh Valley bench. Rolls all the way to the bench. And Ledbetter gets her 3rd kill of the night. And Myers will go back to serve once again. Taylor Myers to run herself forward and lines one up to the far corner. Jones digs it towards the net as Bats gets it set up for a Belknap kill attempt dug out by the Cardinals and Bartlemay. Ledbetter, another back row attempt dug forward by Belknap to Dunn. She sets it middle for Sutton. Hit into the block, popped up though by Bats, but it's going to be a stuff block for Katie Franson, who gets her 2nd, and the Cardinals keep the lead. It's 4-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard with Taylor Myers back to serve. Left to right, she'll send it in the red and black of the Cardinal colors. All served high and back row, too strong off of the back line And Myers gets her first service error of the night to go with her 2 hitting errors. She does have 2 aces and has been fantastic as the libero so far in digging out some hard kills. Ball served over by Sutton. Pass up to Ledbetter. Yamauchi sets it far side for Franson. Tipped at the net, but bumped up by Jones. Dunn sets it near side for Vorwaller. Long shot off the back corner. Too strong off the back line, and the Cardinals will go back up by 2 again on Paige Vorwaller's 3rd error. 5-3, a 2-point edge on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And excuse me, they are going to give the ball back over to the Eagles on a violation on the Cardinals. So it's up to Sutton to serve, sends one up and over, bump towards the net. It'll be sent to the far side as Franson frees this one across, and it's played back up to Dunn. She sends it near side. Vorwaller goes again to the cross court. This time does hit it long and makes the score at 5-4 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. I think it was a tip at the net on the last one. That one's, I'm going to call it at least, as 5-4. Send the ball over to Sims to serve. Line drive serve played towards the net. Dunn sets it near side, and it's going to be hit long by Belknap, but dug up by Sims. Yamauchi sets up Bartolome, tips one short, played up into the air. It'll be Dunn again to free one across. Sims right there, though, playing it in the back row. As Yamauchi sets her up, and a topspin shot will be played by Dunn in the back row of the Eagles. Another chance for Sutton. Blocked at the net. Franson, clean block. Played high into the air, and a free ball comes across back to Soda Springs side. Onto the far side, tipping one across. Ledbetter. Played up by Jones. Dunn sets it middle of the court and tipped up and over the net by Hope Dunn. And a point goes over to the Eagles once again. Hope Dunn gets the kill. The assist on the play is going to go into Paige Vorwaller for her 2nd. Franson did get another block on the play as it'll be the Eagles serving, all knotted up at 5 apiece. Sims into the air, finds Yamauchi, sets it into the middle of the court again for Franson, tipped at the net before Vorwaller plays it over to Dunn. And Jones can't take advantage of a high set. I think she and Belknap both thought they were going for it. It threw off both of their timing, and Jones is the one who hits it into the net for her 3rd error. It's 6-5. Cardinals remain in front. Yamauchi to serve, left to right from the middle of the baseline. Ball served up and over, bumped into the air. Dunn, a wrong run to keep it alive, and it'll be Belknap to free one across. Myers to Yamauchi. At the net, pops one forward, keeps from hitting the net, and somehow gets it to the Eagles side. Dunn back sets this one. Will be tipped across by Belknap. Back to the Cardinal side. Punched over again, and Cedar Hopkins into the net. An easy call for the officials there. I think they got away with one earlier, but Cedar Hopkins can't play that one off, and the Eagles get a point back, 6-all. And it'll be Redford back to serve. As the libero for the Eagles, high serve back row, played by Ledbetter. It'll be Franson setting one up for Patterson. Punch was one short over the block of Belknap, but down in front of the diving back row. Lexi Patterson gets her 3rd kill on a Franson assist, her 1st. 7-6 as Katie Franson moves back row to serve. Belknap up ahead, gets done. It'll be back set for Belknap again. Powers one into the net. Hard hit, but can't find her way over the tape. And it's 8-6 now. Cardinals up by 2. Trying to get some dominance and get some space. Looking for breathing room as Franson will not be able to do it on that serve. Serves it far to the left side of the court from her point of view. And it's 7-8. The Eagles back within 1. Moves Belknap to serve once again on the right to left option. Steps forward and sends one high into the air. Ledbetter sends one into the rafters, bumped over into the middle as Sims will free one into the net, but right off of Emma Sutton, who went to block it and couldn't stuff it down. Katie Sims with a back row kill. I don't even think she was expecting to get, as that was really a soft free ball line drive over the net. 9-7, and Ledbetter back to serve once again. Runs up, fires one across. Played by Redford. It'll be done. Setting it near side for Emma Sutton. Tips one short, and they're going to call into the net again on Hopkins. Cardinals looked like they were going to react well, but Hopkins gets her 2nd error, and it makes it 9-8. And checking back in for the Eagles will be McNabb, as Kimmy McNabb will sub in for Kayla Jones in the back line. She's been doing this the last 2.5 sets. 9-8. And the ball served up and over from the Eagles. Hopkins Clean set to the far side. Sims runs up, hits one into the block, played up into the air though, and Myers bumps it back into the court as Patterson tries to flop one back row. Bumped up though as Dunn sets up Sutton back line. Right there, Ledbetter to keep it alive for Soda Springs. Into the middle, Patterson back line, hard shot. Hopkins with the assist. Lexi Patterson with her second straight kill, and it's 10-8, the Cardinals up by 2. Hopkins moves again to the back row. And she'll stride into another serve. This one doesn't even hit the net though, and she slumps her shoulders after a poor hit, and that is her second service error for the Cardinals here in set number 4. They have made 10 service errors. Still an improvement from their last couple. 10-9. Ball served over. Yamauchi at the net. Tips one across. Finds Hardwood in front of a diving McNabb. Yamauchi, a clean play over the net. Just drops one through for her third kill to go with her 17 assists. And it's 11-9. The Cardinals up by 2. Holding on to that 2-point edge. Myers will serve once again. Line drive back row. Played forward. It'll be done to bump set this one for a back row attempt from Belknap. Saved by Yamauchi. Tipped up and fired across by Yamauchi. Myers with the diving slide as libero. Eagles will try to tip one across. Stuffed at the net. And a free ball comes over, but not before a lift is called on the Eagles. And I think being called for the lift is going to be Paige Vorwaller for another error, as it was a great block at the net coming that time by Katie Franson for her fourth. She has been a wall tonight. Ball served over by Myers, but it won't make it over, and she fires it into the middle of the webbing for another service error. That's her second. 12-10, Cardinals still keeping that 2-point edge. And moving back to serve is Emma Sutton. Just gets one over the net, played over into the middle, over to the far side and tipped across. Bump towards the net. Bats frees one across. Yamauchi gets it over to the far side. It's punched into the block by Sims, who gets one up and over. It climbed the block and was able to find Hardwood outside the lines after being touched by the Eagles of Marsh Valley. Sims once more goes back to serve, 13-10. Skips forward. Runs one up and across. Dug forward. It'll be played up to Dunn. She goes backside to Vorwaller. Long off the back line. No! She catches the red. Paige Vorwaller sharpshoots from the far side and gets her 7th kill, 9th kill of this match. 13-11, and she earns herself a serve as well in the back row. Out of the match is McNabb, and Jones back up to the front line as the ball served by Vorwaller well off of the line. And the run ends up being a short one for the Eagles. 14-11, Soda Springs. Up by 3 as Reagan Yamauchi moves back to serve. Cardinals have never gone on a big run, but have been continually holding on to this lead ever since it was 6-6. Yamauchi steps into a serve. Back row attempt. Bumped up by Belknap. Dunn sets it to the near side, and it'll be set to the back row of the Cardinals by Myers. Yamauchi sets Franson. Middle of the court. Tipped off the block. Bumped up by Belknap. Back across to the Cardinals side. Yamauchi again sets his far side. Powered across, and Ledbetter picks on Vorwaller on the cross-court side and gets herself a kill. She's got 4. It's still been an off night, but she's gotten 4 kills out of her last 5 attempts. 15-11, the Cardinals extended their biggest lead in this set and matching their biggest lead of the night at 15-11. Reagan tosses the ball up and lines one back row. Bumped up by Belknap. Dunn sets it near side, and Jones hits one into the net. Kayla Jones, still coming off of that surgery with some uncertainty, ends up with her 4th hitting error. It's 16-11 here in set number 4 as the Cardinals looking to force that 5th set, trailing 2-1 here in set number 4 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Brought to you by Caribou Memorial Hospital. Our friendly, qualified staff truly care about our patients and the community. You can rest at ease knowing you will be receiving the best care possible close to home. For the Lady Cardinals, again, things have just been more consistent. They've cleaned up a lot of the errors. Reagan Yamauchi has been playing well at the net and as a setter. Katie Sims has 4 straight kills without an error. Haley Ledbetter's had 4 out of her last 5. Lexi Patterson's got 3 out of her last 4. Just a much cleaner game by the Cardinals being played right now against the Lady Eagles, and it shows on the scoreboard with them up 16-11, because it's not like the Eagles have been playing that poorly. They've still had a good night from Emma Sutton. Riley Belknap has still been having a solid performance, as has Paige Vorwaller. The errors for the Eagles really have been stacking up in their service game still, as there they have still created 18 service errors tonight. Cardinals, on the other hand, have only 10. And Reagan Yamauchi still has the serve, and will look to send it across as she sits and contemplates, waiting for the officials to talk things over, as the down official talking things over with the scores table, and Yamauchi bumping things on the back row, waiting for things to be cleared. As now questions being asked of the Cardinals coaching staff in front of us here, high above the court at the home of the Eagles loft. Good student section. It's homecoming week for the Marsh Valley Eagles. They'll have a football game tomorrow night, as I believe I heard South Fremont coming to town for the Eagles. Cardinals will be heading to a homecoming match, or game I should say, tomorrow night, as the football team for the Cardinals will be taking on the American Falls Beavers. That's a rematch of a match or a game that was between the two teams on the Cardinals homecoming last year that ended up being a 14-7 win for the Eagles. Cardinals still looking for their first win of the year, as they were then, and hoping it comes against the the American Falls Beavers. 16-11 the score as the whistle blows, and Yamauchi will get set once again to serve left to right. High serve back row, and bumped up by Belknap. Dunn sets it to the near side, and Jones hits one off of the block, high into the air, up to Franson, who powers one to her left on the cross-court hit. Katie Franson's got 4 kills in her last 5 attempts, and it's 17-11. Again, much cleaner play by the Cardinals so far in this 4th set, and that's led them to a 6-point edge, their biggest of the night. Reagan Yamauchi to serve. High serve, back row. Played up into the air. It'll be done to set this one up for Belknap for the back row attempt. Back row Sims keeps it alive. Yamauchi goes over to Ledbetter. She frees one. Back corner on the line in front of Paige Vorwaller, who stares down the line judge. But a good call from my eyes up here, as Yamauchi gets her 20th assist, and Ledbetter, 5 out of her last 6 have ended up as kills. Yamauchi again to serve. Back row. Played high into the air. Dunn sets one up for Belknap. A running hit blocked at the net by Franson. Into the middle of the court. Dunn again sets up for Belknap. Into the net this time. And Riley Belknap with 3 errors in her last 3 attempts that have counted. Franson taking over for what normally is a wall put up by Patterson. She's got 5 blocks. 8-point edge, 19-11. Reagan Yamauchi to serve. Back row. Bumped up by Vorwaller. Dunn sets this one up. Quick set for Belknap, but well played by the Cardinals. And Yamauchi bumps this one up for Franson. Tipped at the net. Drops down. They're going to say into the net, though, went Belknap. And Riley's net violation will be the second one on the Eagles, and the Cardinals up by 9, 20-11. As Yamauchi serve, back row, played up by Belknap. It'll be a set to the near side for Jones. She goes cross court, right there, Myers. Yamauchi, good pass into the middle as Franson gets one into the shot, and into the net goes Belknap as she goes flying to try and pop one up. Katie Franson gets herself another kill with no assist, as that one really just dropped in front of a flying Belknap into the net. 21-11, the Cardinals lead this one big. Ball served up and over by 10 on their advantage as Dunn frees one across. Sims to Yamauchi, sets far side. Ledbetter off the block, but saved by Vorwaller towards the net. Tipped back across by Franson. Played over to the far side, and this time it's Belknap again hitting it too far to the left. And the Cardinals get themselves a double-digit lead to expand to 11, 22-11. On the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Yamauchi to toss it up. High serve, back row again. Belknap plays one towards the net. A good bump by Dunn, but nobody there to play it behind her, and it drops harmlessly to the hardwood. 23-11. The run continues for the Cardinals. They led by 3 when it started. It's a 9-point service run by Reagan Yamauchi. Tosses it up again. Back row. Bump by Belknap. Goes to Dunn. She'll set this one up for Belknap. Long run. Hard shot. Back line too strong. Riley Belknap starting to struggle. She's been a consistent player for the Eagles, but right now she is starting to see some frustration, and the Cardinals build up to an 11-point lead, 23-12, and they're actually going to give this one to the Eagles, say a net violation. No, tipped by the Cardinals at the net, and a kill will go as it's 23-12. And back over to the Eagles. An 11-point edge for the Cardinals. Short serve bumped up by Lewis in the front row. It'll be Franson to set one up for Ledbetter, who tries to tip one across. Another tip goes right to the Cardinals' back row. Yamauchi to Lewis. Back to Sims, who frees one across. Redford plays one that was going out into the middle. Belknap goes back line on the back line anyways and gets herself her second straight kill on another assist by Dunn. 23-13. Eagles now looking to try and go on a long run to pull themselves back up even. And it's back to Redford to serve once again. She'll climb back into the middle of the court. Tosses it up. Lines one over short. Ledbetter to Franson. Sets one far side for Lewis. Tipped at the net but bumped into the air by Emma Sutton. But into the net once again goes Riley Belknap, and the Cardinals get the point, as that makes it now 24-13, an 11-point edge. And into the match goes Bria Skinner, as she will replace Katie Franson, who takes a seat. Bria from the middle, rocks into a serve and lines one back row. Bumped into the air, it's Belknap to Dunn, set to the near side, coming up and hitting it into the net is Jones. And the Cardinals, on the error of Kayla Jones, take set number 4, 25-13. We're heading for a fifth set. It doesn't get closer than this. Back with this break on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
How'd I do?
You'll get better.
Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa.
You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Welcome back out once again to the home of the Marsh Valley Eagles. Set number 5 as the Soda Springs Cardinals knot this one up. They took the first set 27-25, lost the second set 25-17 before losing the second set as well 25-20, and then they routed the Eagles in that last set 25-13, which leads us to a best of 15, first to 15, win by 2, fifth set to decide this one. Last year at the Eagles' Nest, guess what happened? Best of 5, Cardinals were able to take it on this same court in a similar experience, but that was coming off of a loss when they ended up falling to the Eagles last year 3-0 on their own home court. So the Cardinals looking to sweep the Eagles this year after splitting with them 1-1. On the Eagles side, they're looking for a completely different turnaround as they are hoping to try and rally themselves back into a victory and give themselves some leads. Remind you, stick around for the post-game show as we will be giving you your set of the game, brought to you by Stoddard Farms in Grace, where they invite you to visit their website at stoddardfarms.com for their farmers market updates. They're hoping to have Reds and Yukons available for purchase starting today, so hopefully they did, or else that makes me a liar. We hope to have Russets available for purchase on Monday the 19th, so this coming Monday. Updates can be viewed on stoddardfarms.com. Also, we're going to hope to have some updates from a couple of other matches that have been going on tonight. I know North Gem was in action, and also Grace is in action tonight against Chalice. And the North Gem Cowgirls were taking on several teams, including Leadore and I believe Butte County, on their own home court. It'll be Jones to serve for the Eagles once we get things sorted out here. As things being discussed for the Cardinals, their starting 6 will be the same that we've seen, as Myers will step on for Franson. Back row will be Yamauchi and Sims. Ledbetter, Hopkins, and Patterson will be the main front row players for the Soda Springs Cardinals. On the other side for the Eagles, Jones will do the serving. Bats will come out and be replaced by Redford in the back row. It'll be Belknap in the back row to finish out those three. Front row consists of Hope Dunn on the right side, Sutton in the middle, and Vorwaller on the left. Officials making sure that rotations are correct as Franson will check out for Myers. Eagles rotation is correct as well. No, they jumped the gun on that. As the official on the downside making sure everything's correct. Now Redford can go back onto the court. Couple of laughs as down judge getting a giggle. And Jones set to serve in the fifth set. 0-0 your score, and she opens it out in a poor way for the Eagles. Too strong off of the back line. 4 service errors for Kayla Jones as they march toward 20 service errors in the match. 1-0 the Cardinals lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Haley Ledbetter back to serve as the junior runs forward and lines one back row. Bump towards the net. It'll be played at the net and into the net by Dunn. Give an ace on the play to Ledbetter. It was her serve that really set that up. That's her second ace, and it's 2-0. The Cardinals lead the Eagles on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard in the first set. 13 points away. Ball served over by Ledbetter. Bumped up towards the net again. Done a one-handed save for Sutton, who clips the cords. Patterson slides to keep it live and is tipped across by Hopkins. Diving save by Redford, but Hopkins gets the kill. Patterson comes up with an assist as Cedar Hopkins gets her second kill, and it's 3-0 the Cardinals. On top of the Eagles at the Eagles' Nest, trying to sweep Marsh Valley on the season. Ledbetter to serve again. Line drive serve into the net, and a disappointment there, but you can live with that. You get yourself a good start. You're up by 2, 3-1. Hope Dunn will go back to serve for the Eagles of Marsh Valley. Left to right, tosses the ball high and lines one over to the far side. Ledbetter pops one to Hopkins, who sets it up back row, and Yamauchi will free one to the front row of the Eagles. It'll be Bats sliding to her knees as she miscommunicated with Sutton. Into Myers, she finds Yamauchi near side. It'll be Sims to go back line, bunched into the air, high into the rafters, where Dunn gets a chance to set one up for Jones, and she misplays the ball into the bottom of the net. Kayla Jones, we talked about her inconsistencies, 6 errors, and she is going to check out because of those, and also possibly because she moves to the back row, but McNabb will check into the match now for the Eagles as Bartlome will check in. The down official saying they did not sub correctly, though, and now they will, as Bartlome will check in. Cedar Hopkins takes a seat on the bench, and it's 4-1, as Alexa will look to send this one across. Steps forward, and the senior lines one back row. Played up by McNabb. Back row bump by Dunn for a back row attempt from Belknap, who fires one into the bottom of the net. And right now, it almost seems like conditioning starting to kill the Eagles, as they're just not anything on their hits. 5-1. And the Cardinals 10 points away from closing it out as they continue to march on towards a 5-set win over the Eagles. Bump in the back row. It'll be played to Belknap, who frees one into the net again. The Eagles starting to crumble. And the Cardinals will force a timeout to be taken by Marsh Valley. 6-1. Soda Springs on top on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, as right now the Eagles have seen 4 errors come from their side of the court. Riley Belknap with 2 of them. Kayla Jones with another 2. And that's helped the Cardinals to a 6-1 lead. And it's not all about how many times you can make kills. It's sometimes about how many times can you force the other team into mistakes and how long can you keep them going. That's something that the Cardinals learned against Malad last night, as it wasn't necessarily the fantastic play by the Cardinals that got them into a set victory. It was more just putting pressure on the Dragons, and they're taking that lesson and putting it forward tonight as they lead 6-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard in the middle of set number 5, almost halfway to a 5-set victory. Cardinals back out onto the court. Bartlome into the back row as the senior will get set to serve. Ledbetter and Myers join her in the back row. For the Eagles, they will line up with 3 in the back row, open in the middle as they serve one over. Clipping the net cords, Bartlome comes up with the ace. Alexa gets her second. It's 7-1. The Cardinals up by 6. 4 straight points for Soda Springs. They led 3-1 when they took this over. Bartlome steps up again. Line drive over to the far side, bumped over the net to the Cardinals. And Patterson misplays the ball. Vorwaller gets away with one and gets a kill. Patterson got her feet stuck in quicksand as the sinkhole opened up, and she could not quite move quickly enough. 7-2, Cardinals still comfortably in front by 5. Sends Emma Sutton back. She's been one of the better servers, and she'll run and jump one back row. Played to Yamauchi. She sets up Sims. She tips one at the net, but bumped up by McNabb. Hope Dunn sets it to Vorwaller. She flies one too strong off the back line. No tip this time, and Vorwaller another error. That's her 5th, and the Cardinals go up by 6 once again, 8-2, and Taylor Myers will go back to serve. Sets things up, lines one over, bumped up. Dunn runs over, finds Belknap, and she'll fly one back row, but Ledbetter there. Bartlome sets one up for Taylor Myers. She spins one in between a block. Only 2 players on the front line for the Eagles, and Myers was able to split the difference between them. The field goal is good, and the Cardinals lead 9-2. Dropping one down onto the hardwood in the back row. Myers again to run up and serve. High serve, back row, bumped up by McNabb. Dunn sets this far side for Belknap. She tips one over the block and in front of a diving Bartlome. Good attempt, but even a better play on the far side by Belknap as she's gone hard most of the night, but comes up with a soft kill there. For Hope Dunn, that's her 30th assist. And the Eagles will look to try and go on a run. 9-3, ball served over to the back line. Ledbetter to Yamauchi, sets it near side. Franson tips one back row. Right there, Sutton. It'll be Hope Dunn into the middle. Belknap comes up long off of the back line. Strong hit, and the Cardinals will again come up with a point. Riley Belknap, another error as those again stacking up for her in this back half, and it's 10-3. Cardinals up by 7, 5 points away from closing it out. And once more, Katie Sims serves over, clips the net, and drops in front of Vorwaller in the back row. They've come close to some net serves, but the Cardinals have been gaining some lucky skips, and they end up getting themselves a little bit closer. They lead by 8, 11-3. Sims to serve. Fires one back row. Belknap digs it too far. Punched back row by Ledbetter, but kept alive by the Eagles. Dunn sets Belknap again. Tipped over the net, and in front of Bartlome again, as Riley Belknap has been picking on Alexa Bartlome all night long, and especially in this set, the last 3. Ball served over again. Sims to Yamauchi. Tipped over by Franson. Sliding Sutton keeps it alive and gets it to Dunn. Belknap comes up, pops one down. Played to Sims in the back row, who fires one up to Ledbetter to free one across. Back to Sutton. Set by Dunn. Quick set and bump back down by Franson. Kept at the net for a block, and Dunn frees one across. Myers to Yamauchi, to Ledbetter, who gets one inside the antennas and over. Belknap gets it over to Dunn. Back to Belknap, tip over, but right there Ledbetter. Long rally. Yamauchi bumps one in and is going to be freed over by Bartlome to the far side. Dunn again gets another chance to set up Belknap, who's blocked at the net on the line. And the Cardinals will get the point. Katie Franson with a pair of blocks in that set. 12-4. And it sends Reagan Yamauchi back to serve once again. As Reagan tosses it up, back row, Redford gets it up ahead. Dunn back sets this one for Belknap, a reverse side she was on. As Lewis right there, though, to play it. Ledbetter goes cross court on the line on the far side, and Ledbetter comes up with another. Haley Ledbetter with 6 of her last 7 coming in the form of kills, and the Cardinals are 2 points away from wrapping up a 5-set win over the Eagles. We do have one update for you. Still nothing from Grace Chalice tonight, but the North Gym Cowgirls and their match with the Leadore Mustangs fell 25-20, 25-14, and then against Butte County, very tough team in Butte County, 25-7, 25-5, but they did play better against Butte. Butte also beat Leadore on the night, as the Butte County Pirates, a team that is expected to go far this year at the 1A Division II level. Here, Cardinals with a 4-13 lead over the Eagles. On the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. As they're 2 points away with the serve. Reagan Yamauchi will be in charge of doing the serving for the Cardinals once they break out. No more timeouts left for the Eagles, and Coach Kettner has to be scratching her head trying to figure out what she can do to power her team through this. Reagan again to the back row, 2 points away. Plenty to serve. Ball sent up and over. On the back line, everyone backed out of the way of Vorwaller, drops in front, and she ends up trying to save it into the air but can't pop it up. Reagan, no service errors, 4 aces tonight, and it's set point for the Cardinals. A right to left serve, up and over the net, short, played over to the far side, and just freed up into the air, but not good enough, as that's an ace to close it out for Reagan Yamauchi. She sends 5 of them over the net, and the Cardinals take set number 5. They close it out in dominant form over the Marsh Valley Eagles. 3-2, the Cardinals come away with a win on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll wrap things up with a post-game show coming up next. Stats coming your way, as well as a sports update on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
Imagine a mining company that respects the quality of the environment and health of natural ecosystems. At Monsanto, we don't begin mining unless we can ensure every safeguard is in place to respect the environment. And if they're not, then we don't mine. Simple as that. That's why we take steps before, during, and after mining to reach our goal of leaving the land even better than we found it. Monsanto. Imagine.
It's time to take a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs for September 15th through the 21st. And we start off with boneless beef chuck or eye of round roasts at $2.99 a pound. Grab their $10 mix or match bags with options like cantaloupe, Bartlett pears, Gala apples, oranges, pineapple, carrots, lettuce, cauliflower, or broccoli, and wrap it all up with a tasty treat from their bakery with a Baker's Dozen chocolate chip cookies. Buy one, get one free. That's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center, Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you. Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Welcome back out to Marsh Valley High School on KBRV 800 The Bears. The Soda Springs Cardinals finish strong and are able to close out a victory with 2 back-to-back set wins to take this match against the Eagles 5 sets and win 3 sets to 2. Time for our post-game show, and we'll start things off with giving away our awards, you could say, the setter of the game. Brought to you by Stoddard Farms, and Grace wants to remind you that September means potato time. If you're not sure if you need russets, reds, or Yukons, visit their website at stoddardfarms.com and follow the link to learn which variety is best for your needs. And tonight, I'd love to give it to Reagan Yamauchi. She had 21 assists on the night, but Hope Dunn, 31 assists for the Marsh Valley Eagles by my tally. Might have missed 1 or 2 there as well, but a fantastic night for her. She did a great job leading this team, getting the right people in position. Unfortunately, late in the match, her assisters, or the people she was trying to set up, did not have the best of nights, and it ended up flopping in the Eagles' face at the close of tonight's match. But she gets our setter of the game, brought to you again by Stoddard Farms. As for our blocker of the game, that goes to Katie Franson. 7 blocks as she was a wall at the net, helping out as Lexi Patterson was not her normal self at the net. They tried to avoid hitting it at Lexi Patterson, and when they did that, they ended up giving her a chance to give Katie Franson some attacks and some blocks, and she stood up to that challenge and was very strong at the net for the Cardinals. 7 for her. That's your block of the game, brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier, where they have all of your prescription needs. And while you're there, visit their gift shop for the perfect surprise for that special someone. Bear Lake Drug, the small-town pharmacy that gives you world-class service. Looking down the line of things on stats, as far as these two teams are concerned, the Marsh Valley Eagles had over 30 kills in the night. Riley Belknap with 10 of those, Emma Sutton with 11, as they both led the team. 9 kills for Paige Vorwaller, but Riley Belknap 11 errors in the hitting game, as the Eagles ended up with 31 hitting errors on the night, a number that is extremely high, especially when you pair that with 19 service errors and 3 net violations. For the Soda Springs Cardinals, they were led on the night by Katie Sims, 11 kills to go with her 4 errors. A slow start for Haley Ledbetter, 6 kills. She did have 8 errors, but the back half of that, 6 kills out of her last 7 attempts that mattered. 5 kills for Katie Franson. She played very strong tonight on her play at the middle again. 7 blocks, 5 kills. Also had an ace in her service match. A strong night for the senior. 2 kills for Cedar Hopkins. 3 for Reagan Yamauchi to go with her 21 assists. 1 kill for Kaylin Lewis. 4 kills for Lexi Patterson with her 4 errors. She did have 1 set assist as well, and Taylor Myers had 1 kill to add on to that match too. That's a look at your final numbers for the Cardinals. They did have 12 service errors, but again, 5 sets, 12 errors. About 2 errors a set. You can live with that as a coach. 1 to 2 errors a set. You don't want to see that start stacking up to 3 or 4 in each set, because it takes away chances to put points up onto the board. They had, as a team, 27 assists. Like to see a few more numbers there, but that's something you can work on as you move forward. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get into our sports update with Andrew Stewart from the Soda Springs football team here on KBRV 800 The Bear, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Imagine a mining company who nurtures butterflies. At Monsanto, we plant wildflower seeds on recently mined land. The flowers support a thriving butterfly population, which then feeds small birds, who are in turn hunted by eagles and hawks. By paying attention to nature's detail, Monsanto sustains a broader ecosystem. That's one reason why 6 federal and state agencies have honored us with their highest award for excellence in annual operations. Monsanto. Imagine.
It's time to take a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs for September 15th through the 21st. And we start off with boneless beef chuck or eye of round roasts at $2.99 a pound. Grab their $10 mix or match bags with options like cantaloupe, Bartlett pears, Gala apples, oranges, pineapple, carrots, lettuce, cauliflower or broccoli, and wrap it all up with a tasty treat from their bakery with a baker's dozen chocolate chip cookies. Buy one, get one free. That's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Get it to
Caleb Burgraff joined here with senior Andrew Stewart from the Soda Springs football team. And Andrew, as you guys get ready for this week, before we talk about American Falls, against Ryrie, an improved performance from the team. You kept it closer. The defense played fairly well, but still not quite enough to get the win. What were your thoughts on the way the team played?
I thought we did a lot better this last week than we have in previous weeks, but we still have a lot to work on. Definitely in this next week's practice, but it's all you can do is get better from here on out, and if you try your best every game, then there's nothing else you can do.
The offense really started to be able to move the ball on the ground this last week, over 80 yards of rushing offense. How much of a difference did that make, and what were some of the keys to that?
Once the line and the receivers get big blocks down, then it's easy to run, and once you start running, then you can start clicking on everything else, and that's what our offense is all about, is just clicking.
Looking at the defensive side in that game as well, again, a much better defensive performance. We're not for a couple of missed opportune penalties. Probably go into the second half with a 0-0 score, at least 7-0 at the very least. Does that give you confidence when you see the defense really starting to play together a little bit more?
Oh, definitely, because defense wins games. So as long as your defense is playing good, then you can definitely be in the running to win a game. And I thought this last game our defense played amazing, but we can't bite ourselves in the butt with penalties.
You talk about the penalties, and that was going to be my next question for you. How do you fix that? What causes the penalties for this team?
You got to be. You just have to be in the right mind to play a game, and you can't lose your head or just make stupid, foolish mistakes that will cost the team yards that you don't need to make.
This week in practice, you guys get ready for American Falls now, the last outside of district game, which is always a big one to give yourself some momentum going into that district competition. What are some of the things you expect to be working on a lot in practice this week?
AF is a respectable opponent, of course, and we're going to try our best to improve on what we didn't do too well last Friday, sustaining blocks and stuff like that.
When you think about AF, they came here last year on homecoming. 14-7 was the score of that game. A little bit disappointing that you guys weren't able to come away with that one, but a very tight game nonetheless. Is there any motivation to go there and return the favor and beat them on their homecoming?
Of course, there's always that motivation, but we got to respect them and what they do. They're a great football team, and we just got to go out and play our best, and that's all you really can do.
After playing them last year, what are you expecting from them? And do you know what type of offense they're going to be running and what type of defense you're going to be going up against?
I'm not too sure. We're going to have to get in the film room, but it should be a good game. I mean, if we play our best, then that's all we can do, and I hope
We'll wrap it up with this. If you had to choose one thing that the team really needs to do very well going into this next game in order to come away with the win, what would that one thing be?
Like you said, we got to work on our penalties and being the right mentality to help each other out and sustain blocks.
Well, Andrew, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us here. Good luck as you guys continue to prepare for American Falls, and hopefully on next Monday we'll be talking about a victory over the Beavers.
Hey, thank you.
That was senior Andrew Stewart for the Soda Springs Cardinals, as they will be on the air tomorrow. The American Falls Beavers on the road. We will be right there with them on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. At 6:30, our pregame show will begin. It's homecoming for the Beavers, so there will be some extra festivities side of things, and we hope that you will join us and our coverage as the Cardinals look to play spoiler to those homecoming festivities on Friday night. That's a look at what's coming up. Again, we hope to have some more updates from you from Grace. Please check out our website online at mylocalradio.com for those updates, as we'll also have a recap of tonight's match between the Cardinals and the Marsh Valley Eagles. And we will be, as I said, on air tomorrow night on your home for Cardinal Athletics. I want to thank everyone again for tuning into this post-game show. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Cook Brothers Broadcasting and cannot be reproduced or retransmitted without express written approval of Cook Brothers Broadcasting. Thank you once more for tuning in, and until tomorrow night at 6:30, we will be on the air with the pregame show for the Soda Springs Cardinals football team, and we hope to hear you there as well on mylocalradio.com and over the airwaves. Until next time, Let's go Cardinals. Let's go Caribou County.
Another game is in the books, and we would like to thank you for tuning in and supporting Caribou County Volleyball on KBRV 800 The Bear. This broadcast has been brought to you by
Monsanto, Hunsaker Ford, Silver Star Communications, and by MyLocalRadio.com.
Be sure to visit MyLocalRadio.com for archived versions of this and other games, as well as updates and interviews with local teams throughout the school year. And don't forget to join us for our next broadcast of Caribou County Volleyball on KBRV The Bear and online with live video streaming at MyLocalRadio.com.